right. Welcome back. Welcome back. Here we are. I still, yeah, actually have the comments on the old stream pulled up there so I can see them as well. But hopefully, let us know, guys, if there's any issues. Thanks, KMX and yeah, Nahal letting us know that there's any technical, difficulties there. So hopefully that's better.
Yeah,
Um,
and catching up on the last comments that we didn't get to. Let's see. Nahal said it was Tracy, Henderson, Manungai, and Rico. And Dan said Rico Manungai. Okay, so hey, I'm glad I got that one right.
yeah.
You know, it was two out of the four, so that was definitely one I got right. And then let's see, Camex. Okay. Oh yeah. Let's see. Skipping past the comments about the lag. Hopefully, we're all good on that now. Um, Let's see. Any other questions here? Oh, I think that was it. Yeah.
Yeah,
So I
and
think
all
we're
the yeah, all the comments there about the bit rate stuff. So yeah, okay, welcome welcome back in, boys. Let's
yeah.
ladies and gentlemen, we'll yeah, fresh
Yeah.
comment section now. We'll get to
Yeah, yeah.
your
Yeah, so yeah, definitely drop your questions, your comments, and hopefully we should be good now. And yeah, we'll try not to yeah, we'll try to get to the questions sooner. Hey, by the way, we got 22 people watching right now. So hey, welcome in. Definitely drop us a like. Make sure you're subscribed. Really helps us a lot. Appreciate all the support. And yeah, happy to answer any questions here. But yeah, as we're waiting for the questions to roll in, Blake. Um, Anything else you want to talk about from this week? Like what really surprised you, stood out for you? What were like your biggest takeaways or things that you noticed about this past week?
yeah, dude. I mean, another one. I mean, luckily, it felt like everything that was like kind of like pretty shocking. Like I just so happened to be able to get it in my lineup. Like I actually had to sit Gadsden to get Monangai in my lineup, but he just had such
Oh
a good
wow.
matchup. Like you had to get Monangai in there. Like they didn't even
Hmm.
have freaking Roshan Johnson active. So I mean, Kyle Monangai, like, I mean, I really thought this guy was gonna be Cody Schrader of like coming in 7th round pick. I mean, he just looks slow as can be. I mean, I remember there was that training camp of Eric Bieniemy. I mean, he just completely was like botching a thing, and Eric Bieniemy was saying he looked like a grandpa. I don't know. Maybe Eric Bieniemy like just completely reworked this guy's footwork, but yeah, he looked awesome. So I think Kyle Monangai was certainly an interesting. I mean, probably one of the bigger storylines this week. And as far as redraft, like, dude, it was a phenomenal matchup for him against Cincinnati. In fact, I think they're actually the number one. Them
Yeah.
and Miami are like the number one and number two.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, I believe the Bengals were allowing the most fantasy points to running backs, and Monangai had the entire backfield himself. So that just seemed like such an obvious
yeah,
one. If
he had
anything,
to
it seemed
get
like
that.
too obvious that like, hey, watch him bust and like be
Yeah,
terrible now. But he was just a guy that you just like had to find a way to get him into your
yeah.
lineup because the opportunity and the matchup were just too good.
No, 1,000%. Yeah, I that's basically what I did. I was like, there. I don't like honestly. That's one where like I would consider like starting some like somewhat legitimate, or sorry, sitting a somewhat legitimate starter for like Kyle Monangai. When you have like a backup running back coming in, that's well at least young, and we're hoping he was going to be good. Yeah, phenomenal matchup. Yeah, so really glad to have, at least captured a couple of those. Yeah. I mean, he's an interesting one to keep up because I wonder what would happen if he gets an average matchup and Roshan Johnson in with Swift out. Not too
Mm-hmm.
sure. It does sound like Swift will be back though. At least at this moment, it sounds like he's going to be working his way back. But very interesting if you have Monanga in your bench or um, in your dynasty rosters. I mean, very very exciting to see that. And hey, we got to start him this week in our league, Dan, in our Walter Waits lab team. So
Oh,
that was
are
good.
we gonna fire him up again?
No, we got to start him last week.
Oh, you're
So
saying this past week? Oh yeah. Oh,
we at
100
least got
percent.
to capture that as well.
Yeah,
But
we had him on the taxi squad. I mean, we knew like this is the week we got to
yeah,
elevate him. We got to get him in that starting lineup. So even if it meant cutting someone from our roster, so yeah, it's nice when something that just seems so obvious actually like just works out as it should.
yeah, it's just there's nothing better than just like getting someone that scored 0 points just come out of nowhere and just like dominate. Like I mean, there's nothing better in fantasy than like having a Tyler Algier or like a Ray Davis or like Monangai. Just like the starter gets banged up for a game or whatever it is, and you're like, dude, like let's go. I can just
Yeah,
plug this guy in and kind of get like a cheaper version of them, and sometimes they can actually play to the ceiling of whoever that awesome starter is ahead of them. Monangai probably just outscored like Swift's best game this year.
Yeah, and it's great when they're on a good offense and have the good matchup. And I mean, just like all the stars were aligning for Monangai this past week.
Yep.
So, I mean, what are you doing with him moving forward? I mean, if Swift returns, I mean, this definitely seems like a really good offense at this point that maybe is starting to hit its stride. I mean, I don't want to read into I mean, they had such a good matchup, so hopefully it's more than just like a 1 week thing. But I mean, what are you doing with Monangai if Swift is back?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna be able to start. Like, if Swift's back, like that's
Yeah,
just one where it's like, okay, I'm gonna sit him because it's gonna be like the Chuba. Maybe it's like the Chuba Hubbard thing, or
yeah,
and Dowdle again.
yeah,
Swift's not gonna lose his job because Monangai went for 200 yards. He might in a couple weeks or something if Swift comes back and
right,
Monangai keeps shipping. We just saw this
sure.
with Dowdle. But yeah, you gotta sit Monangai unless it's a desperation play or something maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
yeah, if you're hit hard with bye weeks or injuries, yeah, it could be a
yeah,
decent like desperation RB2 or last flex play or whatever. But yeah, let's catch up on the chat here. Let's see. Oh yeah, Camex says yeah, it seems to be good now. I'm assuming you were on the wrong Wi-Fi or bitrate was messed up. Okay, then we got Nahal back in here. Yo. Oh, and by the way, Camex, thanks for letting us know about that. Really appreciate it. And then Nahal says, yo, thoughts on Rome?
yeah,
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, did Rome put up a goose egg, I want to say,
yeah.
even despite that crazy game?
Yeah, he did. I caught him. He just dropped like a wide open touchdown in the end zone. I don't
Oh,
know.
really?
Like he just kind of had like butterfingers or something that game.
Oh,
I
wow.
don't know. So yeah, crazy goose egg from him in that game. But yeah, he's such a weird one, man. His catchable target rate, by the way, has been like abysmal since it's like
Oh,
basically
really?
the first few weeks. Like
Mhm.
really bad. I do think he's like actually a pretty strong buy. Like if Caleb Williams can get him the ball, and hey, if Rome can not have butter on his
Yeah.
fingers like last week,
You know what's crazy is that Romo Dunze has only had one game over 18 fantasy points since week 4.
yeah,
So basically, had the bye in week 5. Then he went like, you know, basically 5 points, 23, 0. And he played 100% of snaps for just the second time this season. But yet in spite of that, only had 3 targets, 0 catches, as you said, dropped a touchdown. So absolutely brutal. I mean, can you imagine like if you were starting Roma Dunze and you were like playing against like Caleb Williams or
yeah,
T. Higgins or
that
Monangai or
guy,
Chase
yeah,
Brown, like you gotta be kidding me. Like this game's going nuts. And I have one of the what should be one of the best players, like doing absolutely nothing.
yeah.
I mean, even DJ Moore kind of came out of the woodwork with like his best game of the season. What did he I
He
can't
threw a
remember now.
touchdown and he ran for one, but did not catch one. Of course,
Yeah,
so
yeah, yeah. DJ Moore. I mean, yeah, he's been pretty brutal this season. But hey, if somehow you were starting him, which I actually was in a league, it was nice to kind of see you get bailed out there. I'm still not expecting too much from DJ Moore rest of the season, but hey, I'd love to be wrong for the sake of the one share I have. But yeah, I mean, I don't really know what to say about the Romo Dunze game. Um, I mean, I don't know. Like, I want to say it's a fluke, but I mean, he's been bad 3 out of 4 weeks now. I mean, probably sought to start him, but maybe it's a little bit more of a question now, and maybe you're kind of considering some of your other options each week. I mean, what do you think?
yeah, I think he's still a locked like starter. I mean, you
Okay.
just got. I mean, unless we're talking like you have again like such obvious things like Rico Dowdle or something like that
Yeah.
or whatever to
And
put him
again, like they're
over.
playing the Giants. Like, how are you going to start anyone in Bears Giants? Like, you just got to fire them up.
No, yeah, you just gotta fire him up and close your eyes. Yeah, I mean, like again, like some of it's just kind of been on this Caleb, and then actually, some good information here from Nahal. He says that TD pass he dropped, it was tipped at least, so it was catchable. It was very catchable. I think it hit off his hand. So,
Mm-hmm.
but still good to know. Maybe there's okay. It was at least a deflected ball. But yeah, I mean, I think I sent you like a text of some things that you could potentially tweet, and one of them was like Romo Dunze has like is averaging like 2.5 catches over the last like month or something ridiculous. I know he had a big game 2 weeks ago. I think it was before that game.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Romo Dunze has been really weird this year. I do think he's really good, and he's on a good offense, so I'm gonna keep just playing him.
Yeah, and I do
hopefully,
want to address a comment of Nahal here. He says, I mean, you just said when a guy shows you what he is, you should believe them. Well, that's not exactly what I said. What I actually said is when someone shows you that they can produce elite fantasy points, you should believe them. But I don't think the reverse is true. I mean, if someone has one bad game, I don't think we can just say like, oh, well, that player sucks now, and so we should bench him. So but I mean, if someone puts up back-to-back elite performances, putting up 40 plus fantasy points, that's what you should believe. So yeah, I think there's a clear distinction there.
yeah, no, for sure. I mean, yeah, to me, Odunze has now lost my trust. I mean, again, like if he just, I mean, there might
Yeah,
be some things to be worried about, but it doesn't mean you gotta
yeah.
be.
Anyone can have a bad game. I mean, even like the best players in fantasy are going to have duds, are going to have goose eggs. It's just going to happen. So you can't just look at that. I mean, if we applied that logic, we couldn't start anyone. I mean, Justin Jefferson has had like a 0 or 1 point game before. I mean, like every good player has. So yeah, we can't possibly apply that logic to everyone because then we're not, we couldn't trust anyone.
Yeah. So I think there has been some concerning stuff on Rome. I don't want to fully put it. I mean, we know he's super talented is the thing. So
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, keep an eye on him going forward, but you got to get him in the lineup, right? Especially against the Giants. I mean, that's been a phenomenal matchup.
Yeah, and Camex says as a Roma owner, you stick with him because Ben Johnson is a great coach,
Yeah.
and we'll get him and Caleb on the same page with enough time. Ben even said he's the best wide receiver on the team. He wants his Amon Ra. Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think they'll figure it out. I mean, yeah, talented coach, talented player. I mean, the offense coming off a great game. Like they'll figure out how to work him in. I mean, just these things happen sometimes, unfortunately.
But with all this being said, by the way, I just remember Roma Jones is on the injury report, so keep an eye on that.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't know anything about it, but I did see.
Yeah, and then Camex also says, "Well, I got some big news in my dynasty league. I have a big T Higgins guy in the league, and after the recent weekend he was willing to trade me a Buka for him because he is very high in T. Interesting. What do you think?
Yeah, was he willing to, like, as in you made the trade? I hope you did.
Sounds like he made the trade. Yeah.
Hell yeah. I mean that's phenomenal. You can
Yeah.
thank Joe Flacco. I don't know. You can send him a letter in the mail or something thanking him if that's
I'm a beer. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's huge.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds good to me. I mean, it may not feel amazing right now because Abuka had been kind of trending down along with the Bucks offense before the bye week. Meanwhile, T. Higgins has just kind of caught fire with Flacco. So, they have kind of gone in opposite directions recently. And if we're just sort of being prisoners of recency bias, like T. Higgins feels like, he's the hotter player right now, right? But like moving forward, I mean, I expect Abuka should be fully healthy coming out of the bye week. I'm sure that was a factor in him kind of fading the past few weeks. But I mean, you got to be pretty excited about Abuka the rest of the season. I mean, it's a great time to buy low on him. So
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know. I mean, T. Higgins should be really good rest of the season, but I mean, man, I think that's a fair trade. I wouldn't really? Fault either side for that.
Dynasty?
Oh wait, that's a dynasty trade.
That's a dynasty.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. I was thinking redraft. I was thinking redraft. Oh my god, if it's a dynasty trade,
Ibuka, that's why I said you can send them a letter in the mail thanking them. Like that.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Sorry, I somehow didn't process the dynasty part. Yeah, we get so many redraft questions. My mind is just kind of in that space right now. But dude, that's sick. That's amazing. Great job.
Yeah, no, that's the perfect like sell high, buy low. Again, T. Higgins could be awesome. In fact, I don't care if T. Higgins is like notably better than Ibuka going forward. I don't think you can actually even exactly predict that. Ibuka's been literally phenomenal, and everyone's hurt again. No, he's had a couple bad weeks here. The targets have been there and everything, so I got no reason to believe he's any worse than T. Higgins going forward. That's for sure. I think he'll be better. But yeah, in Dynasty, that's a huge win. So good stuff.
Yeah, and by the way, since we had to start the stream over, if anyone could out there could drop us a like, would definitely go a long way. Because yeah, we got to start from zero with the likes on the stream. So we'd love to get into the algorithm, get it pushed out to potential new viewers. So yeah, if you guys could drop us a new like on the new stream here, it'd really help us out since we had to do that reset.
Yeah, for sure. And then what else we got here? So we got Nahal was asking us to rank 4 of the 5 of these guys. So What? So it's the play four
or
of these five.
star 4 of the 5.
Yeah.
Oh, and he wants us to rank them. Okay.
Oh, okay. Rank them. Yeah. Ladd, AJ Brown, Rome, Igbuka, Manungai. If Swift doesn't play, interesting. So.
Okay, so I'm assuming Nahal wants us to rank them for this week, like the order in which we would start them.
Yeah, that's. Let me just get all these matchups pulled up here.
Yeah. That'll definitely help out. But yeah, but with Manungai, he says specifically if Swift is not playing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, Swift doesn't play. Okay, so for the purposes of this, we will assume that Swift isn't playing, and we will rank accordingly. But yeah, as we said, Rome Odunze plays the Giants. And yeah, of course, yeah, Manungai also in the Bears will play the Giants. And then Ibuka, I believe we said, is against the Patriots. And then, yeah, we just need to know. Oh, I think Ladd plays the Steelers. Yeah, we were just talking about how Vidal.
Yeah, Steelers, AJ Brown. Yeah, who does he play? That's the only one I didn't see. Packers. Okay, so.
Okay, AJ Brown against the Packers.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I mean, in terms of the matchups that stand out there, that might be kind of like potential tiebreakers here. I mean, of course, we talked about that Bears-Giants game, so you got the two Bears there. And yeah, we'll assume Rome Odunze is healthy for the sake of this ranking here. Yeah. And then yeah, okay, so Packers. I mean, Packers isn't great, but I mean, it's not going to scare me away from AJ Brown. I mean, Steelers I think is a pretty solid matchup. Yeah. And then Ibuka against the Patriots. I mean, middle of the road. I mean, that doesn't scare me away.
That game could still be a shootout. I mean, it's two really high.
Yeah, Drake May and the Bucs. Yeah, coming off the bye week. So, yeah, man, I don't think there's any matchup I'm like avoiding there. But
yeah, the only I'm not even avoiding the Packers, but AJ Brown is at least hurt, so I think he's he's already hurt. It's a Monday night game too. He just missed last week. Like to me, like all these other three players are actually pretty awesome starts. That I'm just gonna default AJ Brown to the back of the list. But it's like he could be great. I just he's hurt though.
It's tricky with them playing Monday night. So unless you have like a great backup option that plays Monday, or if your league's on sleeper and you have the auto subs option where you can like sub in someone that plays in a game before, like maybe that'd be more viable. But let's assume it's going to be like too tricky to count on AJ Brown. So we'll rank him last. So what's your 1 to 4 with these other 4 players, Blake?
Yeah. I was thinking of the last of the receivers. I mean, between Manungai, I mean, I don't know. I guess the Giants just overall are probably a pretty good matchup. So heck,
I mean, Manungai's got to be pretty high up if there's no Swift and he's against the Giants, right?
Yeah, I mean, Roschon Johnson should be back, so I don't know what to think about that. I don't know if anyone knows what to think about that. I mean, Roschon will play, so.
Yeah, I mean, Manungai though is still going to be.
He'll be the lead guy, yeah. But is he? Yeah, I don't know if he's going to have the opportunity to get the 200 yards and all that stuff again. So I think it's a solid play. You could say he's probably maybe in that AJ Brown range. I don't know. Would you rank Manungai ahead of AJ Brown? I think that's completely fine. Of course.
We'll make it a Monday night an injury factor with AJ Brown if Swift is out.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I'm just looking at all 5 of these guys. I think they're all kind of in the same tier, to be completely honest. Like, I don't know. I would say probably Roman. I don't know. Rome, Igbuka, Ladd. I don't know. I don't know. I could say it in all 3, honestly, in order. This is such a tight 5 if Swift doesn't play, and if AJ Brown's good to go. Like, I honestly, like, I'm just breaking out with matchups and the hot hand maybe. But what do you think?
I'm probably thinking like Ladd, Ibuka, Manungai, Rome, AJ Brown.
Yeah,
that's how I'm
I'm having a tough time not putting Ibuka number 1, regardless of like this whole Patriots thing. Like he's just been so good. I know he's on like a couple bad weeks, but
I guess I was just leaning Ladd over Ibuka just because Ladd's been hotter lately and Ibuka's cooled off. But I still have a lot of confidence in Ibuka. But if I'm breaking ties, like I'd probably, if I could only start one of the 2. I mean, thankfully Nahal can start 4 of these 5 guys, so it shouldn't matter too much. But for the sake of anyone else that maybe can only has this decision and can only start 1. I think I'm generally going to lean toward like the hotter player, but yeah, I mean, both these guys, Ladd and Ibuka definitely deserve to be starting. So I think I'd personally rank them Ladd, Ibuka, Manungai without Swift, Rome Odunze, AJ Brown.
Yeah, I mean that's so difficult. Like I'll rank whoever's hurt and whoever's playing in last. So obviously he knows that, but yeah. I mean, for your start sit though, Nahal. I think it'll really over the course of the week you'll start to get a good idea of who to rank where, right? Because Rome's hurt, AJ Brown's hurt, Swift it might be coming back, so
Yeah, so it
there's gonna
might
be a
it
lot of
might kind of
factors there.
start to clarify itself and become more obvious. He also says Henderson with no Ramondre is an option too. So I'm
Yeah.
trying to think if Ramondre was ruled out. Although I mean they are using that Terrell Jennings, so I mean it's still a boost for Henderson though if Ramondre's out.
No,
But
Henderson had like a really good workload at least.
sure,
So like yeah, I mean I'd be wanting to fire him up against the Bucks. Actually, he's like if somehow Stevenson's out. By the way, Henderson has like a lights out schedule coming up. If so, that's
okay.
good to see. But yeah, I mean Henderson is automatically in there as well. But yeah, I guess with what Monangai did, you got to lean him just off of like he just came off of 200 yards. Like it's kind of hard to sit
Yeah,
that for Henderson, even though I mean
yeah.
Henderson
I
has
mean,
all the tools.
maybe I put Henderson over Rome. I think it'd be between the two of them, but
Yeah,
that would be the debate. But I think that's roughly where I would put Henderson in there. So
yeah.
be between Rome, kind of for that fourth spot.
Yeah, I mean it's really hard to answer these because there's actually for basically every single player here except for Ibuka and Lad, all these guys have some really important thing up in the air about their status or a teammate status. So yeah, again, this even goes with Henderson too. I mean, you got to see if no Ramondre's there, and if he is, yeah, I would put him certainly just right up with these other guys. I think he's a really good play. And yeah, I mean, the workload was good. I know Jennings got the touchdown, but he had just had a big run like before, so they just basically kept him on the field and let him punch it in. It's not like they went and subbed Henderson out. I think it's at least an important note.
Yeah. And Kamek says Swift is their guy currently, but Monangai will be their running back of the future for sure. I mean, I don't know if I feel that confident in that. I mean, obviously, he doesn't really have the draft capital. And I mean, we see every year NFL teams will draft another running back. And I mean, there's so much volatility there. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, I haven't watched Monangai a lot this season, so I don't know exactly how good he looked. I mean, I did like him coming out, at least more than you liked him, Blake. I know you weren't like a big fan, but I mean, you were still, drafting a little bit of him. Just to get some exposure there and everything, of course. But I don't know. I mean, hard to say. He's definitely
looks like a different player. Like he does not look like the Kyle Monangai at college. The Kyle Monangai at college was like downhill, drop his head into like DBs and stuff like that. This dude's like shifty right now. So
I mean, I liked his tape more than you, or at least like his highlights. I mean, not that I'm like grinding the all 22 or anything, but I thought he did look shifty. I thought he looked faster than you were giving him credit for. And he also just a great ability to just like avoid tackles and break tackles.
Yep.
And I mean, I swear that I always talk about this like one highlight where I swear he broke or like made like 8 different guys miss. He had like 8 like forced like missed tackles on like one play. So he's definitely a fun player. So I don't know. I mean, hard to say whether he's the definite running back of the future or not, but I mean, definitely he has a shot. I mean, especially if he continues playing well.
Yeah. What I will say about it, I think he just looks way better like on NFL field than he did in college. Because in college, what he was doing was just like bullying cashiers and stuff like that. Like again, Cody Schrader was doing that in a like whatever that I don't know whatever division he plays in, the one with like friggin' Georgia and stuff like that. He's bullying like Georgia and all that stuff. And right. Cody Schrader looked awesome doing it, and in such a Kyle Monangai way, where it was just like this dude's just like I don't know, this like unathletic, like just running people over. I mean, it was like honestly, like I just saw those guys selling this one and the same. So yeah, I mean, like there was good stuff on Monangai's thing. I just didn't think that would translate at all at the NFL level. And
that touchdown pass that he dropped was tipped, but still a catchable target. I assume he's talking about Rome Odunze.
Yeah, we talked about that earlier about that tip pass. But about the Monangai, yeah, I'm for a 7th round running back. I will never say, I don't care how good he is, I will never just, right. He literally needs to be like putting up like a Bijan, like rookie, whatever, not even a Bijan, whatever, just a phenomenal rookie season. Otherwise, I'm not going to have any confidence that he's going to be, the back next year. I mean, the teams bring in running backs and.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to be like the next like Terrell Davis running for like 2K practically to really solidify that. I saw Blake froze there for a second, so hopefully we don't have more issues here. But I'll talk to Blake when he comes back. But yeah, just catching up on the rest of the live chat here. Yeah, Kamek says it was also a bit behind him as
Uh-oh.
well. It wasn't easy to catch. Talk about a Roma Dunze. And then, yeah, Kamek says, but only 3 targets is not on him. Well, I don't know. I mean, can we really say that? I mean, targets are earned, right? I mean, you got to get open to get the targets. I mean, in some cases, maybe the quarterback isn't playing well or is stuck on his first read or, that kind of thing. So I'm not saying it was all Roma Dunze's fault. And again, like I wasn't like watching, every snap of this game, but I mean, let's keep in mind that targets are earned. I mean, generally speaking, if you get open, the quarterback's going to find you, at least to some extent.
Yeah. I just came back in the middle of that, but yeah, it's something to keep an eye on, right? With
Yeah,
we talk about
with
Rome,
Rome. Yeah,
because it hasn't been like elite by any means. Like his target stuff, he was very productive with touchdowns. He's a guy where if I can buy him low, I'm willing to buy into his talent and kind of redraft or dynasty, but I'm not doing it with 100% confidence. By the way,
yeah. I mean, I don't know. Like, could Rome end up being just kind of like this house of cards because like he really has cooled off lately, and then you think back to his earlier production, it's like, well, it was really touchdown reliant, which we know isn't
Yeah,
always the most sustainable thing. So like
yeah.
all of a sudden, like it seemed like he was like the stud in the making, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh man, like this house of cards could be tumbling down pretty quick. So I'm
It's
not saying that's definitely the case or I believe that, but I'm just saying that's at least in the range of outcomes here.
it's all about perception and opposed like well perception and what's the other word expectation. By the way, I
Yeah,
remember when people were saying like in the first month that like Rome's like you better have had Rome in Dynasty. It's like, dude, no, we know Rome's good. He was already priced like he's good. He has
right,
5 touchdowns in 4 weeks. Like no duh,
right.
he's good. Like the volume was all right. It wasn't like phenomenal. So like I was not going anywhere in redraft or dynasty to go pay for Rome because well now we're seeing the touchdowns haven't been
Mhm.
there, but I still like him. He's still shown he can catch touchdowns and
Right.
make some great plays, and this Ben Johnson offense looks good. So I do think that this is one where if you just are kind of level headed about it, like you can recognize Rome as a player you want on your fantasy team, but you don't want to like. I mean, he's not like an elite level asset in Dynasty or like a true elite one in Dynasty or in redraft. You're not I don't know picking him over like every other receiver.
Yeah,
So I do think it's a good buy if people are
sure.
scared.
Yeah. And then Hall says after week 3, DJ Moore is averaging 2 more points per game than Rome. That's wild. I mean, who would have thought that? I mean, DJ Moore feels like he's been so brutal, and but yeah, I guess he's come on a little bit lately as Rome has kind of cooled off. So, I mean, nice to see if for anyone out there that's kind of stuck with DJ Moore that he hasn't been completely useless. And then Kamek says he was a round 3 pick. I think you have to start him. Yeah, I assume you're still alluding to Roma Dunze there. And yeah, I generally agree, and especially this week in a great matchup. Maybe it's kind of like a squeaky wheel gets the grease kind of situation. Saw that a little bit with Jameson Williams this past week. Nice to see him come through against the Vikings, even though yeah, my Lions couldn't get the win there. Yeah. Blake's Vikings defense finally decided to show up and play for like the first time all season. So yeah, unfortunate timing from a Lions fan perspective, but yeah, we won't get too much into that.
It wasn't
Uh,
even just that, by the way. It was just the whole team, like literally from special teams, like blocking. Like I mean, special teams literally blocked one, had a kick return called back, and gave McCarthy a short field. Like it was the Vikings. That was the definition of like a team game, by the way. Like it was.
yeah,
I mean, like a nightmare for the Lions there.
yeah. And then let's see. Nahal says, I would have won my week if he caught that. Yeah, alluding to the Roma Dunze touchdown. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Yeah, so yeah, when you have those close calls and you just need that like one play and it costs you the week. So that is certainly unfortunate. And then Kamek says, incoming another Bowers 40 bomber. LOL. My God, yeah. And that was another one. That was a question. I was getting asked about Bowers a decent amount on that Saturday stream, whether to start him. And I definitely thought he was a good start, but the problem is so many people had Oronde Gasson that they had gotten off waivers and everything. And so did get that question more than once about like Gaston or Bowers. And I mean, it was just one of those things where it's like, how do you sit Gaston? So, I mean, I was saying like, hey, start Bowers in your flex, like start both these guys. Both should be awesome starts this week. I really don't want to bench any of them, but man, I mean, some of you guys out there just have like these loaded rosters, and it's like, okay, well, you're not benching Kyron Williams or these other like studs. So, man, so some tough calls. So, I mean, hopefully you won regardless, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't expecting Bowers to just like go completely nuclear and have like his best game of his career in the first week back, because we really haven't seen a lot of that this season because he hasn't been healthy. So, I mean, I thought he was finally healthy, but I don't hate benching a guy first game back from injury if I have like really good other options. But man, that definitely sucks if you weren't able to find a way to get Bowers into your flex or something.
Yeah, if you didn't have him in there, you'll make sure you have him in there next week. That's for sure.
Oh, that's for sure. But hey, I mean, you got to feel pretty great about him rest of the season. I mean, we haven't even talked about any of the deals that went down at the NFL trade deadline. But of course, Jacoby Myers gets moved to the Jaguars. And my God, I mean, does it ever feel like wheels up for Brock Bowers? So, I mean, if you bought him low in Dynasty or in redraft, I mean, you might just be printing money at this point if he can just stay healthy the rest of the way. I mean, like, how many targets per game is this guy going to get?
Yeah, I'm actually really interested to see how that goes because, yeah, in Dynasty, like, people were drafting him. Basically, it was Chase, then him. Like, honestly, in these tight end premium leagues. So, like, he needs to be that good to pay off his price. And I mean, if he does anything like he did last game, I know he kind of played like 5 quarters because it was like a full overtime, but like, and he just caught 3 touchdowns. But yeah, like the volume's there. Myers is gone, so yeah. For anyone with Bowers, like, I mean, that's a guy actually. But I have him nowhere. I mean, the only place I would even have him is technically best ball. So I don't have any Bowers. I understood the risk. Not paying, whatever, Jamar Chase level price or whatever it was, mid-first starter price. Maybe I should have bought some when he was hurt. But Trey McBride was my, and Gadsden and Fannin are my reasons not to, so.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I didn't have any Bowers, so I finally drafted him in a chopped redraft league on Sleeper. And
Probably eliminated.
I got eliminated, exactly. Like you can guess what happened. I got chopped pretty quickly, so yeah, unfortunately, I'm not there to reap the benefits of him going off this week and probably being a stud rest of the season.
Yeah, I'm just praying. Bowers is a scary guy to play against in those tight end premium leagues. KMX said he got 55 points.
My God,
starting him, and that must be a 2 point per catch because I saw you had 55 or someone.
I mean, dude, what do you think he scored in my crazy tight end premium league with the 5.0 tight end premium? It's got to be like put up a picture.
Yeah, it was like 122 or something like that. Like it was, I don't know, it was like some crazy number.
I'm gonna look it up right now, but I mean, yeah, that's just wild to think about what we would have scored in a format like that. I mean, I know so few people playing a 5.0 tight end premium, but I mean, dude, it's super fun. And actually, we've been talking about maybe like next off season doing like a startup league and copying the settings from this like crazy tight end premium league. I mean, it's more balanced than you would think because it's like quarterbacks, it's like a point for every 10 yards passing, and there are all kinds of like first down and big play bonuses. So, and also, I mean, the tight ends can have a really low floor because, I mean, if you get, the tight ends can really crash when they just get like that random like 1 or 2 catch game and then they just do like absolutely nothing. So it is a really fun, wacky, wild format. And yeah, so I don't know if that would be like a listener league or what it would be, but hey, if anyone out there is interested in something like that, like let us know. But we're trying to start a new dynasty league with some wild scoring settings like that.
Oh, and by the way, we kind of skipped over J-Bug again, but we actually did answer this question. I don't know that just in chat. So J-Bug, I guess maybe you just didn't hear us or you weren't in the stream when it was like our other stream because we had to reset it. You said you trade away Bucky and Nico for Saquon and Higgins as 3 and 6, and we said thumbs up.
Oh, great trade.
Yeah, we like that, and it sounds like Saquon's gonna play. Bucky, we don't know that, so that's enough for me to say absolutely.
And no brainer for a 3 and 6 team. Like that's gonna help you win now and at least give you a chance to make a comeback and see if you can sneak into the playoffs.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So
I just looked it up. Bowers in this 5.0 tight end premium league, 117 fantasy points.
Yeah,
I mean, it's absolutely absurd. And I mean, the most he had scored before that, at least this season, was week 1. He's basically scored like 57. So I mean, that is just absurd.
Yeah, that was an all-time game. I only played him, thank God, in one league actually, because like that could be sometimes like you literally will catch L's just because not because your team's bad, just because like you play against
Yeah.
Brock Bowers when he scores 55 points against you. We played him one place in break room, and it was of course who else but Jacob and Andrew, the tight end, whatever prospect lovers. Andrew's always we always say the tight end guy, but
Oh my God.
somehow
Yeah.
we survived that with some points to spare.
Sure.
So that that was pretty lucky because I don't know. Did you play any Brock Bowers last week?
I I'm trying to think if I did play against some. Gosh, you know what? I mean, it's funny because like being in so many dynasty leagues, like sometimes I don't even like have the luxury of being able to like look at all the details of like what players I'm against and everything. It's just sort of like I'm just sort of like looking at that side tab and it's like, okay, this is the current projection, like this percentage to win. Like, I mean, that sounds wild to say. And yeah, maybe I need to cut down like the amount of leagues I'm in a little bit, but I don't specifically remember playing against any Bowers. So I'm
Yeah,
thinking I didn't,
you
but
would
I
know.
may have like I may have won.
You
I
would
may have.
know if you played him. That's for sure. You'd be like, wait a second. I was because the way that he did it, it was
Yeah.
what the 3 p.m. window, and it was like all in the second. Well, like so much of it was in the second half. Whereas
Mhm.
like you'd be like winning a matchup, and then you're projected to lose by 50, or whatever. But actually, by the way, that's one thing I try to not to do, is like really like look at like who I'm playing against when I try to just enjoy like the
Yeah.
games going on
Right.
because if
Yeah.
I'm just like looking at, oh my god, I have Bucky here, I have this, oh
Right.
my god, I'm
Right.
playing against Bucky, like, dude, you're not gonna enjoy anything. Like
Yeah.
it's just gonna be like, whoa, wait, but I
Because
need that
they're
like
gonna be like, oh
overtime.
wait, it helps me in this league, but wait, I'm
Yeah,
playing against them in this other league, and it's just
I
like when you get in so many leagues, it just becomes so complicated. So yeah, I just kind of like just try to enjoy the games and just kind of have a broad overview. So it's like, okay, if a guy scores, like, oh, awesome, I have like 4 shares of that guy. I'm really invested in that
that's
player, so that's generally good,
that's
right?
really all I'll care about. If I see someone that I know I own or whatever or need,
Yeah.
especially if I might know about a matchup, be like, hey, I need to win in this league, and hey, this guy
That's an
scored.
important matchup in particular. Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
think that's like the right way to approach it, especially when you're in a lot of leagues.
Yeah, I try to only focus on anything that's positive. Anything that's negative, like, oh, I'm expecting my expectations are so bad each week. I'm expecting the worst. When James Conner's ankle, fell off, like I honestly didn't even feel anything. I was just like, yeah. I mean, I was waiting for this moment for the last like whatever 2 years.
Yeah,
So,
right, right.
I'm always preparing for the worst. I feel like that's maybe some good advice for you guys playing some multiple leagues.
Yeah, I mean, I think that is
Uh,
really good advice. I mean, I don't know if this is like a widespread term, but I think I heard like Seb use it like recently. He mentioned the concept of fantasy depression, and I think that's like something we've all
yeah.
felt and experienced at times. So yeah, I think the approach that you described, Blake, is a good way to avoid that.
Yeah, you just like don't let the highs get too high. When enjoy,
Yeah.
just enjoy the games and like
Yeah, I mean, it's meant to
genuinely
be
like
fun. So, like, yeah, don't take
yeah,
it too seriously. Like, focus on the positives.
yeah.
Like, try not to get too bothered by the negatives, the things that you can't control, and
Yeah.
just try to keep it fun and light as much as possible.
And there's so much going on in those Sunday games. Like all you can do is just watch and enjoy. Where it's like don't there's so much at the 12 p.m. window. There's so much that can still happen that there's not even a
Right.
reason to be
Yeah,
that
yeah, you don't need
excited
to get like
or
all bent out of shape because the guy you're playing against like scored a touchdown or like yeah, just take it in stride. I
yeah.
mean, maybe it's another story when it's like okay, you're down to the Monday night game and you're in that tight matchup
Yeah,
and
exactly.
it's
Once you're
different.
in the Monday night game, I actually find that fun, even if it doesn't work
Sure.
out. Once I'm in that
Yeah.
Monday night game, okay, now I can focus on
Yeah.
this guy versus that guy. I kind of sweat that out, and it's
Yeah.
one game and whatever.
Yeah.
You already know kind of your expectations in the game,
Yeah,
and
that can be fun for sure.
yeah.
So, yeah, I think, yeah, everything you say there, I completely agree with.
And then let's see what
Yeah,
else.
catching up on the chat. Kamek says he's talking about the trade he made of T. Higgins for Ibuka in Dynasty. He said it's a trade I did for my future and trying to build my Dynasty team, and Ibuka has been struggling. Just a good time. Dude loves T. Higgins. Had him in a different league yearly, and he trusts T more. Yeah, but I think that was a great deal. Kamex also says, also with Rome's health, it's the same heel injury he had last week, but he still played and was okay. He sat last Wednesday's practice and then practiced Thursday and Friday, likely same this week. Okay. So, I mean, maybe that was a little bit of a factor. Um, I mean, it sounds like what? Maybe it didn't affect him as much the week before. Is that when he had like the one good recent week? I want to say.
Yeah. He was against the Ravens. He had a good week.
Oh yeah, against the Ravens, he had the one good game. So yeah, I guess one game he played through it and was good, and this game played through it and wasn't so good. So I don't know to what degree the injury played a part, but something to at least be aware, be aware of.
Yeah. And then came out just saying that he got Bowers for Goddard and Scat from a struggling team. So yeah, that's aged very well.
That dynasty or redraft?
I'm gonna assume. I'm gonna assume redraft because like in dynasty that would be pretty far off. But I could be wrong.
Yeah. And then Hall asks thoughts on Tracy splitting with Singletary is rough. Yeah, I mean, hard to trust any Giants running back right now if they're going to split work. And I definitely don't feel great about Tracy. I do think he could be at least like a decent like desperation star because I could totally see it being one of those things where like everyone benches Tracy now this week and then he like surprises everyone and has like a good game on everyone's benches. But I definitely don't think you're going out of your way to start him. But I don't think he has to be like a player you steer clear of and like can't even consider or anything like that. I mean, I still think he's like at least like a desperation flex consideration. He can always like make a big play. But you certainly don't feel great about starting him right now. And I mean, Singletary even worse. I mean, just because he's still going to be the RB2 unless maybe it's just turns into a hot hand thing.
Yeah, he's going to be a popular start set guy. He's not obvious enough to be an auto start. And I mean, he'll certainly have some games. I don't have any doubt about that. But
I mean, I got him in my home redraft league. I it's a deeper league, so I've got him in my starting lineup right now. It's like start 9 plus the kicker and defense. I don't feel great about it, but I probably just don't have a better option. Yeah. I mean, it's like him or Isaiah Likely, who I know is coming off a good game, but like, I'm still gonna fire up Tracy. So hopefully you have a better option than Tracy this week. But if you have to start him, like I don't think it's the end of the world. Like he might surprise you.
No, he's kind of like I don't know. It's not like a 1-for-1 comp at all, but he's kind of like a guy like Alec Pierce, where it's like, okay, like I actually am kind of like excited like that. It's come down to this, It's like, okay, this guy can put up a week for me. It's not like starting, I don't know, like Sterling Shepard or anything like that, like something ridiculous.
Yeah, I mean, I still think Tracy could put up like 15, 16 fantasy points when you least expect it. So don't write him completely off, is what I would say.
Yeah, he's the perfect example of just like one play, anything can happen.
Yeah, also, he can definitely do that.
We got Todd in here. I don't know if you see that comment there. Todd's the lawn.
Oh yeah. I saw him. I remember him during the Saturday stream. Yeah, good to see you, Todd.
Good to see you back here, Todd. I guess the solo streaming. I don't think I had seen Todd.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah, he was a new name at the time. So yeah, good to see you return.
Sweet. He says, "What's up, guys?" McCarthy or Tua, he says. Tim Patrick, Debo, and Jennings pick 2. Thanks, guys. Okay. Honestly, you know what? Like Tua, he's got a tough matchup against Buffalo. I don't think Buffalo's defense has been phenomenal by any means, but just I don't know. I feel like he's always struggled against like Buffalo in his career, especially. He's been pretty volatile. What I will say is McCarthy's at least going against the Ravens, who have been like a pretty banged up defense.
Yeah,
I really have my expectations in check with McCarthy. I did just pick him up in my redraft league where I lost Jaden Daniels, though, to play him this week. So, I don't know. I could be setting myself up for failure, but it's a good matchup. And, I mean, at least he threw a couple touchdowns. I know he got kind of blessed with some nice field position, but he has at least that running ability. I feel better about him than Tua personally this week, but...
Yeah, I mean, I feel like logically McCarthy should 100% be the answer there. I'm going to say Tua for this reason. And I don't know whether this is a good process or bad, but I mean, I'm at least following my intuition, which I believe is good process. Tua just seems like that guy. I'm putting him in the same bucket as Geno Smith. I don't know. Tell me if anyone else out there has experienced that this season with Tua and Geno Smith, if you own either of them. They're the guys this year that you start them, they do nothing. You bench them and then they like go off. You know what I mean? Like they just always do the opposite of what you think. Yeah. So, logically, Tua should not be a good start here. He plays against the Bills. yeah, maybe doesn't even have like a good history against them. It's really not a particularly good matchup. There's really like no good reason to start Tua this week.
Yeah.
And I feel like based on his pattern and Geno Smith's pattern this year, they're just one of those guys that they're going to do the opposite. So that's what my gut's telling me. So I'm going to over McCarthy there. So
I know how you get that, dude. I know how you're getting that because I noticed in break room, like you were like flipping Knicks and Geno Smith and out, and like literally whoever you started scored like 3 points, and the other guy would go for like 30, which was hilarious.
20 or 30 every time. Like, dude, that's so hilarious that you mentioned that because that's exactly what I was thinking of. Because before like Bo Nix like really kind of truly caught fire when he had like those cake matchups against like Cowboys and Giants and everything like that. He was really like up and down early in the season, and so it was so frustrating. Like I think I started like Knicks week 1 and like Geno was like much better.
Yeah, you flip flopped him like 4 or 5.
Yeah, I kept flip flopping. It was the wrong decision every time, and I was basically just playing the matchups like a chump, and it was just like going wrong every single time. So hey, that's even more reason why I say so much. Like just ignore the matchups for the most.
Yeah, like to me, I don't know. I mean, I know that like Geno or Knicks wasn't that good, by the way, but like that's the perfect like we were about to say, like a great one. Just like ignore the matchups. Just play Bo Nix like until.
Well, I mean, it sounds stupid now, but like Knicks like definitely wasn't looking great early in the season.
Oh, I know.
And like every time I had benched him is because like Geno was just coming off like a monster game, and then also had like a good matchup the next week, and like Knicks had a bad matchup. It was just like, oh man, like I remember, I think it was like week 2, Geno was coming off like the big week 1, and then he was like playing the Chargers, and I'm thinking like, oh man, like that's gonna be a shootout. Like we saw how good like Justin Herbert looked week 1, and like Geno was really good, and like so it's just like I don't know, maybe looking back it was stupid, and maybe that's why I'm so like anti matchup. Just start your best players, but
I completely understand. Like trust me, I saw the things like, but you know what's so funny? But is my experience. I actually have Geno in a couple leagues. Like one, I think I just had to fire him up every week and just ride with it. There was another one where I had to start sits, and I had the opposite thing though because I whatever reason I don't know. I can't remember the matchups now, but for some I just was like, dude, I'm getting so lucky with Geno. I'm capturing this 30 thing, but I just thought, yeah, I don't know. I don't think it wasn't any reason behind it. I wasn't like, oh, I know Geno's gonna do any good. I just got super lucky, so it's I just thought it funny because I know that like you're gonna be anti. Obvious matchup on Geno because like Bo Nix and that swapping was just like
exactly. And then the same thing happened with Tua in Waste Management League. Seb and I co-manage. Every time we started Tua, he does nothing. Every time we bench him in a bad matchup, off. So I'm starting Tua in the bad matchup, like over McCarthy. I mean, obviously I'm not going to play Tua over some stud or anything like that. But if it's between him and McCarthy, I just think it's gonna be one of those instances where it's like the opposite of what you think is gonna happen. So that's just my perspective. Take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah, Tua can go off. I completely agree though. Like Tua is just a guy where I have him in a league and I'm just starting him every week and I'm just
he's gonna go off when you least expect it. It's always gonna be like in a bad matchup. Like that just feels like that's Tua this year.
Yeah, he threw 4 touchdowns against Atlanta. Like what the hell? So
so I mean, watch him throw 4 against the Bills. Like, hey, maybe that'll be one of those like wacky shootouts that you want pieces of. So logically, I would say McCarthy, but we're in a real league, real money on the line. I'm going Tua there. Call me crazy.
Yeah, no, it'll be interesting. But yeah, again, I don't like have. I think they kind of have a similar range of outcomes, by the way, because I don't know how confident I am in McCarthy's floor, but I'm gonna fall for it this week, McCarthy. So it's Tim Patrick, Debo, and Jennings. Yeah, I mean, I just read Tim Patrick. I know that everyone's bang. I'm not playing Tim Patrick. I'm playing Debo and I'm playing Jauan Jennings.
100%. Yeah. Definitely don't get too cute with like, oh, this guy's gonna play more snaps. The guys are injured. Like that's a bridge too far.
Yeah. Play Debo and Jennings, and hey, if Tim Patrick outscores them, what are you gonna do? That's
so be it. Yeah,
that's my.
I think you can live with that.
Yeah, exactly. And then came back say, with the heel injury, fourth quarter didn't do too much of that game. Okay. And then Todd says, go Bills. Figures he just dropped Ray Davis, like your dad did.
Just like my dad did in my home league. I was like, oh, why did you do that? And then sure enough, what happens? Now James Cook's banged up.
Yeah, news breaks that Cook's hurt, but you're in Buffalo. and I think Cook will be fine. Yeah, I do agree. I think he'll be fine, and yeah, it's rated number 2. I do believe he is the number. I've seen a lot of this on Twitter. I mean, what I will say is like it's not like some 100% thing that Ray Davis is a leapfrog. He's literally like the living, breathing version of a leapfrog, though. Ray Davis, we saw it last year. Ray Davis came in.
I'm not worried about Ty Johnson. Like he is what he is. He has his role, but like
he is what he is. Like he plays a lot of snaps already. You know what I mean? And James Cook is still getting 20 touches. So like, there's plenty to go around for Ray Davis.
I mean, Ray Davis is pretty much like the 1-for-1 replacement for James Cook. I mean, it's doesn't get much simpler and more predictable than that, in my opinion.
Yeah, like Ty Johnson will get a little bit more work, but it's not. He's not.
Yeah, I wouldn't get excited about Ty Johnson. Like you'd have to be in like a 16-team league and have a lot of players on bye to be considering Ty Johnson in your lineup.
Yeah, I have Ty Johnson in one league because he's been the guy kind of floating in on the rosters. I don't even know why. Just I guess like if everyone's hurt, I can kind of just start him, hope for a receiving touchdown or something.
Sure.
I went to him. I'm just like, give me any pick, in any year. To the Cook owner. Like, if he can believe that Ty Johnson, I'll take anything. I'll take anything. You know what I mean? Like, obviously. Sure. What?
Did he give you anything?
I don't know if he's even replied, but like, I'll send Ty Johnson to turn a 28 fourth into a 27 fourth.
Oh, easily. That's a creative offer to send.
Any credit I can get on Ty Johnson, if anyone believes it right now, I'm willing to do that, by the way, for anyone out there in Dynasty. So
yeah. 100%. Hey, by the way, 15 people in here watching right now. Like, that's awesome. Like, great to have everyone here. Definitely drop us a like. Make sure you're subbed. So we'll keep going through the chat here, catching up on your questions.
Oh, K-Mex said the Bowers trade that we talked about a little earlier there was actually in Dynasty. So yeah, K-Mex has got some just like awesome Dynasty trades, and now he's got Bowers and Igbuka. So that's
sweet. That's awesome, man. Well done.
And Seb is in here. He said, would it be psycho to start Tez Johnson over Olave? And he says the QB play right now with the Saints is horrible, and I think Tez has a better chance at TDs than Olave. I mean, look, I don't think
Olave is going to have more of a target share now with Rashid Shaheed getting traded to Seahawks just before the trade deadline there. So, I mean, it definitely is at least like a nice little boost at the minimum for Olave, Juwan Johnson. So yeah, I mean, what do you think? Like, I mean, you're probably starting Olave most weeks anyways, regardless of the quarterback situation. So probably not benching him now, right?
No, yeah. I mean, you get the quarterback thing's up in the air, right? I mean, we just haven't seen enough, right? That was one start from Shuck or whatever. I don't know. I was watching some of that game. I didn't think he was, like, honestly, just kind of getting screwed over by the Rams being good and lack of, I mean, it was his first start ever. I didn't think he was like that bad when I watched it, for what that's worth.
I mean, Shaheed had a decent game. I think Juwan Johnson had decent games. I believe Olave was the one that had the down game.
They barely had the ball, by the way, in that game. So I think they had, when I was watching, they had like 16 minutes of possession time. So like that's nothing. So I'm not really going to worry about too much about one game there. I think Olave is a very clear and obvious start. He was like the wide receiver 9 last week, or overall through the course of the season, because he hasn't had a week.
I wouldn't get too cute with Tez Johnson or Olave. I mean, sure, it's in the range of outcomes that Tez could outproduce him, but I think your Olave is the better bet there. And hopefully you have Tez Johnson in some other leagues where it'll actually make sense to start him, because your alternatives aren't as good as Olave.
Yeah, that's exactly how I'm putting it as well. It's like, dude, if Tez Johnson outscores Olave, hey, so be it. So be it.
What can you do then?
I hope I can start Tez Johnson somewhere else, because I do think he's still a solid play. It's in the range of outcomes, yes, that he scored.
Exactly. And you'll be pretty happy, because then it's like, oh, hey, this Tez Johnson guy really might be damn good the rest of the season. So probably wouldn't be the worst thing in the world to see that on your bench.
No, yeah, exactly. I mean, maybe Tez shows you this game on your bench that he's a guy you need to start going forward. But I just don't think
and also coming off the bye week, I mean, I don't know if Tez Johnson can even get like a post-bye rookie bump, because he's already been playing so much due to the injuries. But it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I do think Tez Johnson could be a very sneaky player rest of the season, and definitely a good player to trade for, just to kind of get like thrown into a deal, whether in redraft or dynasty. Yeah. I'm definitely, I'm buying him rest of the season personally.
No, yeah, for sure. I mean, like I don't know. He's actually not been talked about like in my world too much. Like I actually haven't heard his name thrown out too much. Though he's such an obvious guy that everyone's gonna be all
Yeah.
hot for. So actually that's pretty interesting yeah, I haven't heard him be
But how about this?
just
Like
touted.
maybe in a redraft league, like if you've had some injuries or whatever, or maybe you don't love what you're seeing on waivers, could you do just like a slight down tier to like a go from like one receiver to another that's just like maybe slightly worse, and just get like Tez Johnson thrown in as like the difference or something like that. So like if you need some depth, just do like a slight down tier with the Tez owner and see if you can just like get Tez thrown in.
Sure, yeah, there's something that can make sense. I mean, he could be a fun guy in redraft. That's a dirt cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dynasty, I have no idea what he'd actually be like going for right now. I mean, I have an idea, but I don't know what actually owners are going for. I do know that I got pretty good trade credit for him in a deal. One of the only leagues I owned him in, because I was able to get that late first, on top of McCarthy giving
Mhm.
away Dak and Tez Johnson. So like honestly, there's a way you can spin it where I might have got a first for like Tez Johnson, even though that wasn't what the deal was.
Right,
If
right.
McCarthy can be better than Dak, well, hey, then I did get a first for Tez Johnson. So,
Yeah.
um,
Tez Johnson in Dynasty, he strikes me as a player where you'd want to buy him for a fourth, but the owner's like, nope, need a third, or
yeah,
need a
I'd buy
third.
him for a third if I could use him. I'd definitely buy him for a third. I think he's one of those guys right now where it's like you can't buy him for a third, but
Okay.
people don't want to pay like much more than that. Maybe they want a second or something, but no one's buying for a second at this very second.
Or maybe they want like two thirds, or maybe you compromise it like a third and a fourth kind of thing. But yeah, I mean, I didn't even realize he had like gone up in value that much. I would have thought like a single third would get him pretty easily, but yeah, maybe I'm not giving the market enough credit out there that they do see that they've got something pretty decent and does.
I'd be shocked. Yeah, I'd be shocked if like you could get him for just a single third.
Okay, fair
Just
enough.
because he's a young player that is coming off some
That's true.
touchdowns and like that.
Look good.
I mean, like, dude, the bar to be worth a third or whatever, more than a third, is like so low. It's just like score a
Yeah.
touchdown, have one game on prime time. Like it's literally yeah, so easy to get there. I
Yeah.
do think that I don't know. Maybe I'll have to send some offers out though.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. Kind of test the market and see exactly what the price
yeah.
is.
Then
And then we got Ripken Brahman in the
oh,
chat. I think that's a new name.
wait,
Welcome to the
wait,
channel. He says,
you're
what
skip.
kind of
Sorry,
beer are we drinking?
oh, beer. Okay. I have a Coke Zero. You know, 0 cal
Yeah,
guy.
so when we hit 100 subs, like yeah, I definitely had some wine going then. I don't have anything now, but I'm kind of wondering why I don't. So I don't know. Like I might be inspired now. I might have to step away for a second and get a glass of wine or something. But yeah, I don't think I have any beer around the house. But yeah, I could definitely get something going. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Ripken,
maybe I'll do that.
what are you drinking? If you got anything, let us
Yeah,
know.
yeah. Let us know. Let us know.
Also, hey, you skipped over Gamer Girls.
Oh,
Five two
okay.
Lady, by
Hey,
the way.
welcome to the channel. Definitely know that's a new name.
Yeah, want to make sure we didn't skip over her question. It sounds like a her.
Absolutely.
Trade London and Judkins for Bowers, Waddle, and Genty. Ooh, I mean, okay, so I guess if Gamer Girls, if you could say whether this is a half PPR or a full PPR or not, that would be very, very useful for us in this deal. But I mean, love London. But obviously, Bowers coming off that game, I mean, you gotta put a lot of respect on Bowers for that. So I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, London also scored 3 touchdowns. I mean, he's
That's
just been
right.
absolute fire lately himself. And then you got, let's see, basically, yeah, Judkins versus Waddle. I mean, I think I would take Judkins over Waddle in a typical shallow redraft league. I know Judkins is a little banged up, but I'm hoping and assuming he's going to be healthy here, coming off of his bye week. So yeah, I want Judkins over Waddle, but yeah, what do you think about London versus Bowers? Does that just come down to team need? Like, is that a pretty fair swap there? Do you slightly prefer Bowers or London, or which way would you lean on that side?
I at least have a little bit of data to help this, but literally in full, like say a full PPR league, it's not tight end premium. Whatever Bowers is scoring at the tight end position, despite what we think, like let's just say he's the number one tight end at 14 points per game, whatever, just make up a number up. It's really just the equivalent to like a receiver scoring 14 points per game. By the way, that's like an actual like war difference making wins above replacement thing. Like I don't know. You think it would be like a big advantage? It's not really like, you know what I mean? Like scoring 14, whatever he is. I think he's probably obviously higher than that. So,
I mean, what if rest of the season he's like scoring 18 points a game,
yeah,
and like the next tight ends at like 13 or 14 or something,
Yeah, I mean, technically he's probably at least at that right now because of that game. But yeah, if he's
It might only get better. It might only get better because he had all those dud games, and that was sort of dragging the average down. But if he's like just a stud the rest of the season, like that number could come way up.
Yeah, he as long as he can stick with London, who's been phenomenal as well here. I mean, and I think you need to take Waddle and Genty. I mean, again, Waddle's been very good since the 2 injury. Genty and Judkins, I mean, honestly, you can kind of cross them out right now. I know Judkins has kind of had some bigger games recently. Genty's coming off a good game. They're both really talented running backs in like bad
I didn't
offenses.
even see Genty in there. So, okay, I was assuming it was a 2 for 2 trade.
Yeah.
2 for 3.
So for me, it is the Bowers, Waddle, and Genty side. Despite me thinking London is slightly the better asset in this deal, or the best asset in this deal, I do think.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, you're kind of just getting Waddle as like a free throw-in. Or you can even look at it as like Genty as the free throw-in because I even thought it was pretty close when it was just like Bowers and Waddle on the other side. So yeah, I agree. I'll take the 3 players there.
Yeah, I think that's pretty easy for me. But yeah, I love London, and Judkins has been great. So I hope that helps. And then Todd says thanks, guys. So yeah, I hope that helped you there, Todd.
Yeah, our pleasure.
What else we got here? We did the Ripkin on the beer. Jacob's in here.
Jacob, welcome.
Welcome, Jacob. He says, "Okay, am I having Olave?
Oh, Olave.
Olave. Okay, I'm like trying to like sound that one out. Like Olave.
Yeah. Hey, we know Jacob loves his Chris Olave.
That's right. Yeah, he was telling Seb to play Olave. Yeah, so good to know Jacob. Agrees.
I'm sure Jacob is excited about. Well, we know Jacob is excited about Colson Loveland because as soon as I saw that game-winning touchdown, I'm like, hey, I knew that comment in the listener league was coming in like 3. And then like sure enough, like you can set your watch to it. Like the notification comes, he's taking his victory lap. But hey, well deserved. Jacob loves Loveland, so give Jacob his props there.
That's so funny you said that because like mine wasn't like, oh, all these points I'm getting from Loveland right now, like let's go, but it was like I was just thinking like, oh boy, yeah, Jacob's gonna be.
That's the first thing I thought of when I saw that Loveland touchdown. I'm like, oh, where's Jacob right now?
So Jacob is jumping for joy. He's on his knees right now. That's too good. Nuke also is in here. Welcome. I don't know have you seen Nuke in here before? I'm trying to remember. Nuke, if you're new or not, let us know.
I feel like that's a new name. I feel like that's a new name. So if so, hey, welcome to the channel. Good to have you here.
Yeah. It says, do you think it's good to trade Henry? I'm gonna assume.
Derrick Henry.
Yeah. Sheed is in probably Rashid Shaheed. And Ibuka for Jamar Chase, full PPR, you have to trade.
Oh, he has Chase. He currently has Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean I think that's like honestly the first time we've probably been asked about a trade like that, or at least in a long time. And especially with what Chase is doing right now, I mean it is just nuts.
Well, here's a good question, Nuke. If you're in the chat, like let us know like. Who are the 2 worst players on your roster that you would need to cut if you accepted this trade? Because it's a 1 for 3. So that means you need to cut 2 players. So how good are the 2 players you'd be cutting? So let us know what those 2 players are. Because I do think that would help us answer the question. But just generically, I'm assuming it's like a shallow redraft league. And you're probably cutting like a couple decent players. I mean, you might have to be cutting like a Alec Pierce and Tyrone Tracy type, if you accept that trade. So let's assume it's something like that, not like a world beater, but, a decent, bench player.
Yeah, that's a very tough one. Again, it's all going to come down to the settings. If it's a very, very shallow league and you're dropping really good like players or whatever, like you're dropping.
I'm not doing it. I mean, maybe if it was a non-PPR, like Derrick Henry would be that much more valuable. But in a full PPR, I mean, even when Derrick Henry like rushes for 100 yards, it's like, he scored 13 fantasy points or whatever. So it's just like, I'm just keeping Jamar Chase.
Yeah, I mean, I love having the better play. I would definitely consider it if I'm in a league that's a double flex, I'm already kind of hurting enough in these flexes. I'm playing Tyrone Tracy in my flex or whatever.
Right.
If you truly think that this is an actual upgrade, like to your lineup, I think Rashid Shaheed is interesting because he's normally getting traded mid-season's not good, but he's going to a system he's familiar with, and it's a clear upgrade. I think for him, like I mean, he could be interesting. So I don't know. I think it's a really strong offer if you actually need to trade Jamar Chase. But what Jamar Chase can do to your lineup though, if this is a shallow league, if you don't need to split him up, I hate trading Chase unless I absolutely need to. So like to me, that's more the tiebreakers. Do you need to do it or not?
Yeah, but I mean, in full PPR, Derrick Henry has felt pretty meh so far. I mean, I do think he could get better and better down the stretch as he typically does. So, I do think Derrick Henry is could be kind of like a sneaky buy low right now. But at least so far, he's been pretty underwhelming in full PPR. So, and Shaheed, I mean, I don't want to go crazy. I mean, sure, like maybe it's a slight upgrade going to the Seahawks. I mean, he will have to adjust to a new team, but I mean, nice he'll be playing for a better quarterback. But I'm not going crazy like, oh, I need to get Rashid Shaheed in my
no. But
so I mean, I think when in doubt, shallow redraft league, go with the best player, which is Chase, of course.
Yeah, I did. So I do think Henry could be. Yeah, so yeah, I mean, really just.
Oh, and he answered the question. He said the two players he would drop are Jalen Coker and Tez Johnson. So it does help to know. I mean, Jalen Coker certainly you don't mind dropping. You'd hate to drop Tez Johnson, so he would have to drop at least a decent player to if he accepts this. So I mean, you can kind of put like. You can basically just put Coker and Tez Johnson in the trade. So it's really, think of it as a 3-for-3, like, because you're basically trading away effectively Tez Johnson and Coker as well, in addition to Jamar Chase. So does that impact how you view it? I mean, I think you were saying Chase anyway.
I really wasn't even caring for Shaheed anyways, but I mean, he's nice. Like, I like getting him in. I'd absolutely take him over Tez Johnson and whatever, Jalen Coker. I mean, I'm just dropping Jalen Coker in, like, redraft leagues that are, like, deep, actually, or deeper anyways. That doesn't change anything for me.
To me, there's really not much difference between Tez Johnson and Rashid Shaheed. I mean, considering Shaheed has to go to a new team and adjust to that and, learn a new playbook and everything like that. So
in the grand scheme of things, I do think that like Rashid Shaheed is like, if you could just slot in there, I think he's like a far better player than Tez Johnson. Far better.
He could be. I mean, maybe by the time you get to the fantasy playoffs, maybe you're happier to have Shaheed than Tez Johnson. But to me,
sweating that? No, like I'm not sweating that.
To me, that's close enough to a wash. I mean, Jalen Coker, I still think has some theoretical upside, but the early returns on him certainly haven't been good. So he's certainly like at least a cuttable player in shallow redraft leagues. So basically, to me, the trade is really like Ibuka and Derrick Henry or Jamar Chase in a full PPR. And like I said, if it was non-PPR, maybe you could talk me into it. But no, I 100% want Jamar Chase there.
Yeah, that's exactly how I was looking at it as well. But again, it's just like I know sometimes in redraft you have to make that trade if you need a running back really badly.
If you're really desperate and hurting, and the waiver wire is thin and gross, then there could be some circumstances. But that doesn't move me too much.
But when in doubt, you don't need that. I'll agree. Just keep Jamar Chase.
I'd rather figure it out on waivers. I'd rather start Tez Johnson if I have to. Like I'll find a way.
Yeah. And then, KMX says, how much we trust in Bowers against that Denver D. And, I'm not even thinking about it.
We don't care about the matchup. We don't care. I mean, it's Brock Bowers. Like, it just doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it does not matter at all to me.
Especially after what we saw last week. I mean, like, how the hell can you even, like... I mean, you're starting Bowers no matter what. I mean, he's an auto. If he wasn't already, he is officially an auto start.
Yeah, like if he, in some world, he put up, a fully healthy game and he went out and put up 3 points. I don't care. Like I don't care. That's not gonna happen. It's just like I'm never gonna.
Unless he
a player
unless he only put up 3 points because he was hobbled and I'm concerned about an injury or something. That's another matter. But I mean, if he's healthy, even if he only puts up like 3 points in this game, if he's fully healthy and everything, I'm so firing up the following week.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, absolutely. Like I mean, just until he's like literally hurt again or something.
Exactly.
That's when you can question it.
Him being less than 100% healthy is the only way you're not auto starting him.
100% trust in Bowers.
Absolutely.
Is the answer. Cooper says he's on the welcome Coop, by the way. He says is on the Loveland bandwagon himself, and I'm trying to think. Do I own Love? No. Coop's not in the league. One of those leagues where I own Love. I gotta find out who's. I gotta sell Loveland to Jacob in one of these leagues here. Like what can I get for?
Right.
You know, I mean, hey, if Flowers is worth 2 firsts, Jacob, I mean, Loveland's got to be worth at least 6.
Wait, who paid 2 firsts for Flowers?
No, we were like, I was like asking him if I could buy anyone off his team in that one of this league that him and Naya and Seb are in, and he was saying, if he can somehow get somewhere in the realm of 2 firsts, and I'm like. I was like, we had this whole discussion about it anyways. But...
Jacob and his prices, he just gets these like prices in his head. He has his guys, and
I just said I tried. I tried. I inquired, but anyways,
you gotta send that gif of Michael Scott being like, I tried.
Yeah. So I do have Loveland. I am looking to get some players. The issue I actually have to account for this now. If I play in leagues with Jacob now, especially if I'm doing rookie drafts, I have to account if I like a player, like I can't let Jacob get him, because if Jacob gets a player I like, and I seem to like all the players that Jacob have, he's not going to trade him to me in any realm of price. So
that player will just be like
players.
That player will just be siloed permanently on Jacob's roster until he gets his price that he's dug his heels in and determined to get. So yeah, you definitely got to.
It legitimately changes my strategy, because.
Exactly.
Then my strategy to go try and buy these guys, like whatever Loveland or whoever.
Yeah, because you can't play the market then. Like Jacob doesn't play those games. Yeah, he's just like, oh, that's my guy. I believe in him. This is the price I need. So
most of the time you can play the markets, especially across your leagues. But if you're in multiple leagues with Jacob and he has all the same players, you can't play the market, and it completely turns it out.
Jacob just throws a wrench in the gears there. So, and also Jacob responds to your comment about selling him Loveland. He says, yes, give him to me immediately. So hey. Jacob loves Loveland.
Let's get those first ready. I don't know. We'll get the points ready. I don't know. Who do you got scoring points right now?
Yeah.
And then J-Dabs is in here, by the way. Definitely seen him in here before.
Oh, yeah.
Was he in the solo stream as well, Dan?
Gosh, I can't even remember now. I mean, we had so many people in there Saturday. I mean, it's hard to even keep track of all the names at this point. But I mean, you guys have been amazing showing up to these streams, and it's been awesome. But I can't even remember 100%. So forgive me for that.
No, I know J-Dabs have been here a few times. So welcome. He says, "What's up?" We're having a nice Wednesday stream. We haven't missed a stream in. It's been a long time since we missed.
Yeah, I mean, we should be like keeping track of like how many weeks in a row that we've done. I don't know. Should it be like 1 stream or 2? I mean, I feel like
2 for a long time. I think.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like it's been a while since we haven't done 2 streams in a week. So the track record's been pretty good with the consistency, and these are just a ton of fun to do. So we never want to miss one.
Yeah, and make sure, for everyone else in the chat here as well, that you guys are joining the Discord we just made there. You just started it up, so pretty quiet right now, and we're just figuring things out. But make sure you join in there as we start to build it up, and a way to get in contact with us, again, ask questions and talk fantasy, all that good stuff, and. Maybe, again, we have some things like some league finders in there eventually, whatever it is. If you guys have any ideas, we'll certainly look to add those. So just, a good reminder to join the Discord, link in description.
Yeah, I definitely think that Discord is going to be hopping in no time with activity. So, I just want to get more and more people in there. I really think it's it'll be a really fun community that we can build over there. So definitely encourage you guys to do it. And did you say links in description, Blake?
Yeah, links in description. So check that out. And then let's get to J-Dab's actual question now. He says, 12-team dynasty, perfect.
Right.
I feel like that's where I maybe remember his questions before.
Right.
J-Dabs, you probably came up with some dynasty ones before, which we like. So start 10. Would you trade 2026 first, 102 to 103, so very early, plus a mid to late first, plus Olave for CD Lamb, you're 6-3, tied for first and second in points for. And let me begin by saying, actually, this is where Jacob and we were saying, like, we completely must value first, like, so differently, because of what our conversation, And for me, J-Dabs, I don't know. Dan and I generally are pretty on the same page about draft picks. For me personally, there is no chance I am ever sending that for CeeDee Lamb. And I love I literally think CeeDee Lamb, other than basically Chase, is the next best thing moving forward. I love CeeDee Lamb. No chance in hell I'm doing that. And what I would suggest, well, I mean, Olave himself is scoring really well. What I would suggest is like, can you package, or can you use maybe Olave himself, which I love him as well. I wouldn't even want to trade him. Maybe you can use that first. Maybe there's other ways to get something similar to that CeeDee Lamb type upgrade, and you keep your early first. I mean, you have to protect that early first. That is so valuable.
Yeah, like if you can package Olave the mid to late first and then like throw in something else on top, I mean, maybe a little better than a throw in, but something worth like maybe on that late first / early second kind of borderline, then I think we're talking.
Yeah, exactly. I'd far rather do the first Olave, and then what else do we need to get to a Lamb type, whether it's Lamb or not. There's a bunch of really talented receivers below him, London, guys like that.
Yeah, what if the other owner was like insistent on getting that early first, and they were willing to take the early first plus Olave for Lamb, 2 for 1? What would you think of that? Like if that was like best offer the guy's making?
Yeah, that's the best one. If it's the early first and just Olave, I do think that is one that you could really consider. Though again, I love Olave. I hate giving up these early first and things. It is one that I would certainly consider. You're 6 and 3. You can make a push for to keep this bye. Yeah, I think that's considerable. I wouldn't like, I really wouldn't recommend like doing it though. At the same time, I wouldn't say that's a smash. I would say if you're very confident CeeDee Lamb is going to be that much better than Olave, I would do it. I do think CeeDee Lamb's going to be phenomenal. I'm very protective of these first.
Yeah, I mean Lamb. I own 2 shares of Lamb in Dynasty, and he's been a little frustrating to own, not only because he's been injured. But Blake, where would you guess Lamb ranks this season in points per game?
Yeah, I know it's not gonna be good because he left a game. He left a game with like 0 points, I think. Or
did he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So I guess that's gonna bring it down. So I guess it would be higher without that. But with the 1-0, that's kind of messing it up.
Spike. He's been sitting around like 18 to 20, but he just hasn't had that spike week yet.
He hasn't had like that massive like week yet. So he's been kind of like meh. I mean, I'm sure at some point he's gonna get red hot here, and he's gonna be the CeeDee Lamb we know and love, but. He's only the wide receiver 13 in points per game right now, averaging 15 points per game. So, yeah, I know like the one game is skewing it that he was injured, but it still has been a little underwhelming. So I'm not saying he isn't a stud and that he's not going to heat up. And, he's a guy I would love to get. But, yeah, I mean, even if it was just the early first in Olave, I mean, I think that's probably fair. I think you could definitely consider it as like a luxury purchase, but it's not like a no-brainer even.
Yeah, it's a luxury purchase. Like the 102 to 103 is like, I mean, it doesn't matter what the draft class is. That is
it's still gold.
It is literally just the 102 and the 103. Like it's just worth what it is, what the pick is. It is gold.
You could move that 102 or 103 for like 2 late firsts.
Yeah.
And so basically what this guy is asking for is like the equivalent of like 4 late first plus basically. Because like Olave is at least worth a late first, maybe even slightly more. And then the other first was like a mid to late. So it's like, I mean, basically he's asking for like more than 4 firsts right now. So that is just way too much for Lamb.
Yeah, no, exactly. And I do see something K-Mex is saying here that I'll at least give my philosophy on it. I know I actually talked about the same thing with Jake. And then let's first see what else was said there. But J-Dabs, let us know if there's anything else you want about any questions about that trade or what else you can do. Because I'm glad you asked that. I'm very strong no on that one for me. And it sounds like for Dan as well.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that 102 and Olave really gets you in that conversation where it's still a hefty price, but I think it could be worth it for Lamb. I do think the points will be there for Lamb going forward. I
also just want to respond to this comment from J-Dabs. He says, appreciate the insight, kind of in a bidding war with the only other contender, so it's tough. Here's what I would say. Like, don't get caught up in the fear of missing out. Like, oh, this other contender is going to get Lamb, and like then I'm going to be at this like big disadvantage or whatever. Like the best team doesn't always win. And like if your biggest competitor in this league, add CeeDee Lamb to an already like really good roster, it doesn't guarantee he's going to win, like not at all. So just remember that like variance is going to take over. One team in the playoffs is going to get hot and like win the championship. There's only so much control we have over that. So don't get like too caught up in like, oh, if I don't get Lamb, someone else is going to get him. Well, if someone else is going to get him, like they're probably going to have to overpay, and that might even hurt that team more than help
you.
Run.
That might help you in the future. If that's actually a good team and he pays up a price of equal that, dude. Imagine if Lamb got, by the way, hurt or something like that. Like,
oh yeah, and he basically pays the equivalent of like 4 late first plus for him. Then hey, like let that other competitor just like make that bet and fall into that potential trap and take your chances.
Yeah, Jade, I love these CeeDee Lamb type players and stuff like that, but I will not pay those price. I'm very strong against it. And yeah, I think this is where my mind goes, by the way, about how I can always justify. I know it's not easy to replace at all what CeeDee Lamb is capable of doing and what he already is doing. But there are players out there like Davante Adams. He mentioned you could get George Kittle thrown in the deal. There's these veteran players that are, I mean, you don't need to pay a first at all for Davante Adams. I know he's red hot, but like, whatever. Derrick Henrys and these other guys. There are these veteran players that you can get. Hey, if you want to get a ceiling like that or whatever, a points per game baseline, you want to get an upgrade to your lineup, you can do that through these other players, these other cheaper veteran options without giving up you could build an entire roster with that package for Lamb, if you play your cards right. Yeah. So be very careful with deals like that.
Some cases, like you might not even have to spend like a late first on like a Davante Adams or something like that. I heard of a trade that someone did where they like moved Ricky Pearsall for Davante Adams, on a contender, and it's like, hey, like in the long term, like who knows, but like that might be worth it just for this season and helping you win a championship. So consider moves like that. But I completely agree with you.
No, that's the point. No one's paying a first for Adams, and no matter how good he is, you don't need to. So maybe someone wants it, but you're not paying that. So yeah, you don't need to pay. You can pay a couple seconds for guys like that. So.
I'm sure like there's some Davante Adams owner that just like don't want to move off of him with how hot he's been. But maybe if they're more in like a rebuild direction, like maybe you could talk him into like a Ricky Pearsall swap or something like that. So
for every Adams owner, there's a Henry or this guy or that guy, whatever it is. There's a bunch of options out there. So
yeah, for sure. Not just Adams specifically.
Exactly. Yeah, there's it may be some more veterans reveal themselves as kind of these league winner types. So. A deal like that, by the way, is literally, by the way, I think it's a 101, like how to tank your team is doing deals like that of setting an early first, a mid first, and a really talented receiver in Chris Olave for one asset in CeeDee Lamb, and it doesn't matter how confident we are in him. What if he just steps on the turf, MetLife turf, the wrong way? Yeah, you just tanked your team. So I will never suggest paying that much for any player in Dynasty, like honestly.
Yeah, and Blake, like kind of like your philosophy to a degree. I mean, maybe I'm like simplifying a little bit, and of course there are like some exceptions, but kind of like your general philosophy, if I'm not mistaken, is just like you don't really like paying 3 firsts for any player. You just basically avoid it.
How could it ever work out for you? Like actually, like the best it is you absolutely broke even. I mean, like. Don't even think about who you could have. Like sometimes you need to think about who you could have drafted. You could have absolutely drafted someone worth that player you traded it for. But
just like one of those players that was taken with that first ends up being like worth more than the player that the stud you got.
Yeah, I mean honestly, if you just look at the last few draft classes and you just randomly threw 3 like not even darts early, you want the package of the 3 random first players.
Yeah, think about like this year. It's like like in a okay, maybe I'm exaggerating because it's not the picks aren't all going to hit, but it's like, okay, like, those picks ended up being like Abuka and Loveland and, let's just say like, I don't know, RJ Harvey, but it's just like, I mean, what player could you have gotten in return that would have been worth like spending all that on?
Yeah. Like, dude, some people out there would have literally drafted Dart, Abuka.
Oh yeah. Dart.
Like, are you telling me CeeDee Lamb's worth, giving that up for? Like, no, like,
or the previous year with like Bo Nix and Brian Thomas and Ladd McConkey and
it's been a trend, dude. Like the year before, a Chain and whatever, and JSN and all these guys and Flowers and stuff. So there's just so many good prospects. Anyways, the point is be very protective of those first, and then so I want to get to something real quick while we're on the topic because Kamek said. that where is that comment? He said it doesn't seem like 2026 is going to be a very draft heavy offense, so he doesn't think that the picks are going to be super valuable. And yeah, everyone agrees that the 2027 one is going to be like one of the best classes, and that's where I just like there that could be the most true statement ever. 2026 is so disappointing. I mean, that's what people were saying about the last year's class, minus the running backs. Of course, we knew the running backs were good. There's already seemed to be shaping a really good receiver. I'm not even worrying about who's in that class. I never will at this point of the year. People will continue to reveal themselves. Once we actually get into the draft class, it'll seem likely much better than what it is. I don't care that there's no quarterbacks or whatever it is. The 102 is worth the 102. It's always in the same range. Like if you just looked at the picks.
And also, I mean, players are still going to get draft capital. I mean, even if you think like, oh, these aren't like the greatest receivers in the world, the greatest quarterbacks in the world. Well, they're still probably going to get, a bunch of them are still probably going to get taken in like round 1 and round 2, and they're going to get that draft capital. So, and by the time we get there, some way, somehow, people are probably going to be excited about these players.
One of them are going to go like the Patriots with Drake May, and it's going to be like, well, okay, now I like that guy. So
right, exactly. I mean, so much can change. So like, don't even.
Yeah, I don't even care about the result. By the way, I'm just saying when we get there, people will want those picks. Remember, no one wanted the 102 at all. Oh my God, the 102. There's no difference between that and the 112. Well, okay. There ended up everyone wanted Hampton and Hunter and all these guys and Ted and stuff like that by the time when we got there.
Right, exactly.
So, I think you're better off doing that in Dynasty. There's definitely truth to about the draft class stuff, but just play dumb until you get there.
Yeah, and if by the time we get there you're still skeptical, well then just trade the pick for stud veteran.
Yeah, just trade the pick. It's literally the 102. I mean,
it'd be far to move.
Yeah. Whatever the number is there, it genuinely has a baseline value. That's we'll go year to year unless we see, I don't know, unless we just don't see an offensive player drafted in the first round or something. That'll never happen. Yeah, you just got to play dumb. So, yeah, and then J-Dev said this draft pretty much took him from worst to first. Yeah, he landed Judkins, Igbuka, Scatabo, Orlando Gadsden. I mean, look, you just said it alone there.
Yeah.
Hang on to these draft picks, man. Again, I'm not saying you can't trade any of them, but there is nothing better than contending, being in first, by the way, as J-Dubs is, and having like an early, letting someone rebuild for you with their early first and the mid first, and yeah, that's the dream right there in Dynasty.
Yeah.
And then J-Dubs also says, could also probably wait until time of the actual draft. Yeah, exactly. Once you get to the draft, dude, people are going to be going nuts for those. So,
yeah, as J-Dab says, people get rookie fever and the value goes up at the time of the draft. 100%. I mean, that's when those picks peak in value. So, yeah, just hang on to those picks for as long as you can, really, in most cases. I mean, unless it really makes sense now to use them as buying power for – to trade for a player that can really put you over the top or make sense. But I mean, don't force it. Like we were talking about with that deal for Lamb, that's just too much. Deal's not right. So hang on to those picks.
Yeah. Unless he comes down back to earth, then yeah, if you can get a realistic deal done.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember whether you'd read that comment or not about that he could get like Kittle thrown in that offer, but I mean, I still think it's too expensive.
It's too expensive even with Kittle. I would rather go the route of removing the mid first and then seeing like, hey,
you mean or removing the mid first or the early first?
Like packaging like the 102 and 103 and Olave. See, like I'd way rather go that route. Also, Here's one thing, J-Dabs, that Dan and I are always trying to do because it's just. This is what you should be trying to do these deals. Well, if you're giving up a lot, let's just say you are giving up Olave and the 2 first, 1 being early.
Yeah.
Dude, you better be getting like some fourths thrown back. You better be getting Tez Johnson thrown back.
I was going to say, Tez Johnson would be the perfect guy to get kicked back. Like,
do not settle for these deals where you're paying up an arm and leg. If you ever are going to do them, you better be getting back some darts.
Some nice kickbacks. Some nice kickbacks.
Some nice kickbacks. you never do that deal for like one player. Dude,
You don't do it like four for one or 3 for 1. Like get a couple throw-ins / kickbacks, whatever you want to call
you'll
them.
be surprised with what you can get. Those, dude. There was one where one year where I got like a chain as like one of those random like kickbacks in a big deal. I know he was still like kind of like a quality one, but he was not worth a first or anything like that. And you just never know what's sitting in there. Maybe you got Puka or something.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe like a Bashal Tootin would like kind of qualify this year where he hasn't like broken out yet. Maybe you get him like kick back in a deal like that, and then boom, all of a sudden you bought him at the right time and he takes off, and he's the league winner. So yeah, definitely try to get those throw-ins.
100%. And it's to say, I know KMX was saying, don't worry about the picks. Go get CD. Because I remember he was telling us about his team, which is absolutely loaded. He's making all these good trades in.
Yeah,
but he doesn't have any picks.
Exactly. Yeah, we were talking about that on the Saturday stream, and like, my God, I mean, it's absolutely a sick starting lineup with May, Bijan, Gibbs, JSN, Ibuka, Bowers, Dunze in the flex. I mean, that's just absolutely sick. But
if you're it's working. Them, do it like at least. Hopefully,
at least make your lineup look like that. Like it better look like that if you're going to do it.
That. Absolutely. And you know what I would say, by the way, KMX, again, I don't know exactly who's on your roster. This is actually something that, actually a guy that watches, Brandon, that watches the channel, comes in here sometimes. I'm going to lead with him, and he's done kind of strategy of trading away his valuable future picks. But he mixes it with a really good strategy. That's what I would say. If you're going to trade those future firsts a couple years out and everything, you should just load up if your league has like 5th round picks. Get those 4th round picks. Get as many dart throws back, especially when you're making those deals, hopefully. If you're not going to have those early quality picks, you better have a bunch of random darts to kind of bail you out. Those are so valuable. Have some kind of capital. The worst thing you can do is just like not have any draft picks at all. No leverage, like no flexibility for trading, no hope for the future. Genuinely, like what you have no hope. How are you gonna hit on Puka? You don't have a pick,
Yeah, I mean, you want to give yourself a chance to get that next Puka or Bucky Irving or Rondé Gaston. I mean, like there are guys like that every single year. I mean, it's not even that outlandish to think that that's a possibility.
Yeah, so if you're not going to have picks, I would 100% recommend just, dude, if you can just, I don't know, whatever, sell these things on your roster or get these nice down tiers to start building up the picks. And it doesn't matter if you think it's a good class or if you can find the guy or not. You just never know, dude. Like, you just never know.
Absolutely. 100% agree. I mean, yeah, I love stockpiling picks. So, yeah, just in general, like, I just want to get as many picks as I can.
Yeah. And J-Dab says he isn't looking that stacked, but feels good and young. Yeah, May, Williams, Judkins, Warren Etienne, some elite receivers, and OG. Oh, Rip Craft. Yeah, I mean, dude, that's a solid roster. Like,
that's good
for sure. Like, I mean, that'll get it done. Hey, even already has Devontae Adams, by the way. So
there you go.
I didn't know that when I was saying it, but I had this weird feeling that, like, he said he was in first. I don't know. I was like, honestly, there's probably a decent chance he has Devontae Adams for some reason.
Right.
But yeah, like that's already a great roster. Again, you can still make upgrades to it. Just do it within reason.
Yeah. Kamek says, I pretty much just bank on the young elite players to keep me for years, LOL. And each and every year, I'll have the waiver to help me out each season if I need. But as long as I'm healthy, I'm good. Yeah, I mean, it's one way to play it. So, I mean, it's not the way that I typically do things, or even Blake for that matter, but, more than one way to succeed at Dynasty. So, definitely an interesting strategy, and I'll be interested to see how that ages,
Yeah, if you can do it perfect, like, you can do it, and especially you got to really do the waiver wire and trade carefully. Here's the thing, I've seen a lot of guys do that strategy, though, and it's never really works out. Luckily, it's seeming to work out for you. I mean, that seems insane. But it's why I recommend just trying to get these picks. There's this one guy that Dan and I play with. He refuses to, like, make trades. He doesn't have future picks. In fact, I had his pick last year. Dude, hey, he's got the most valuable stud players ever. Well, they're not scoring them points. They're getting hurt. He won't trade them. And there's no one on his bench. And he ended up giving me, like, the 104 or something like that. And he tanked for me, and I made the playoffs, and You know, and we're in year 2, and like his team is not any better. He still has all these young players, but he just doesn't have anything. He just has no picks. He has nothing on his bench to like he's starting Jerome Ford. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like you gotta be careful, right? You get these young players are awesome, but yeah, I mean you gotta give these vets some love.
You're talking about a manager and bums and ballers, right?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I was taking me a minute because I'm thinking, wait a minute, this could be like a few different managers, but yeah.
Yeah, and by the way, because I tried building the perfect roster in actually the league that Dan's in, in the Grease Bowl,
Yeah.
and dude, like if you just looked, we're talking first round startup picks, like across half my lineup or more. It's like
Chase, Lamb, Jefferson.
Yeah,
at
Chase,
one time.
Jefferson, all these like Burrow and AR when he was in the first round of startups, all these guys. It didn't matter. I missed the playoffs with most points for. Even if I didn't have the most points for, I still missed. I missed the playoffs, and like what you know what I mean. Like had I just had some, you really dig yourself in a hole when you have these really elite players because you want to keep them. You don't want to go to the I don't want to be starting Cortland Sutton now. I mean, my God, I have all these guys. I think it's actually really like in my experience doing it, I actually think it's like something I need to try and avoid going forward. I want to have some of those players, but the veterans, all those greasy, grimy guys, and guys that can kind of come out of nowhere are the. I mean, that's really what helps you out, rather than building a perfect lineup to the eye, if that makes sense. Like,
yeah, because like when you have like Lamb and Jefferson and Neighbors, like it's like, well, wait, I can't sell these guys unless I'm getting like 3 first plus or whatever, and then it's just like it's hard to sell them because like not many people have the assets to buy a premium player like that, and then also they need to be willing and wanting to buy that player. Yeah. You got to come to an agreement, so you kind of just get like stuck, and it's just hard to move those players, and you just sort of you lose a lot of flexibility with your team.
Yeah, and it came as saying because he has all of them, he can sell them if he needs to. See, that's the thing. But
you're not going to sell them unless you're King's ransom. And yeah. How often are you going to get that offer?
Yeah,
for one player.
Yeah, it's interesting because he says in an 18-team league. Now I don't know your league, KMX, so it's again I can't really speak for the league Mason. I would think that it was a very difficult time selling that 18-team league because who the hell is going to sacrifice their entire lineup for one player? You know what I mean? They maybe they do it like because you could again. There's 18 managers. There could be some wild guys in there.
And even if someone is offering you, okay, I'll give you like 4 firsts for CeeDee Lamb, but it's like that first might be the 18th pick in the rookie draft. That's really like a mid-second. So it's just like, are you even accepting that? Like that might not even feel that good if they're a contender. So
yeah, which by the way though, that's certainly in KMX's 18-team league. That is interesting though because yeah, when he sends his first away, as long as he's got a good team, I mean he could be getting some steals. So I certainly understand a potential strategy that seems to be working out.
Oh yeah, so maybe that's how he got there. Is he's just kind of throwing his picks around because hey, it's these firsts are really like seconds. So I could appreciate that.
Yeah. So there's obviously 2 ends of the spectrum. I'm just kind of speaking from the normal 12-team and just generic. Yeah, I'd be very careful with those. With those first. But yeah, 18-team league. We play.
That's fun though. I've never been in one that deep. We've been in a 16 before, and that's fun. But yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it's all interesting, but look, it's very tough KMX at least for me to like sell those elite players because here's the thing. In this 12 team, it's very difficult to sell these players in the first place because like you start to look at who has these first and everything, and it's like, well, honestly, these guys that want it, they don't have the assets to get it. You know, I'm not gonna accept Jaylen Warren and Cortland Sutton, and you know that's not adding up for Jefferson or whatever. So yeah, it could be hard to sell those elite players despite. Especially in season. I think it's a little easier to do it out of season when people aren't scoring points and everyone wants to make their lineup look pretty. In season, when points are being scored, it's very hard to get deals done like that.
Yeah. You're getting like those like gross offers where it's like, okay, I'll give you Michael Pittman and a second and this thrown in. It's just like, dude, like, no.
Yeah, I know exactly because those guys are scoring points and, you know, hey, it's valuable. The other guys line up and, yeah, you're not optimizing it, so.
Yeah.
That's our dynasty
catch up on
value rant.
Yeah, we are at 2:22 a.m. here on the East Coast, so it will probably be wrapping this up here pretty soon. But hey, we still got 7 people watching. Great having everyone here. Been a lot of fun tonight. And yeah, if you guys want to support us, if you enjoy these streams, definitely make sure you're subscribed. That's the easiest and freest way to help us. Really goes a long way. And if you are already subscribed, definitely drop us a like, help out the algorithm and everything. Yeah, but appreciate all the support. Like, you guys have been amazing as always. Appreciate all the questions. Yeah, what's up next here, Blake? Are we pretty much caught up at this point?
Yeah, J-Dub said 18 teams is wild. It is. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah, we'll have to try that sometime. I mean, that definitely does sound wild.
Yeah, hey, maybe like a listener league or something, because we'll have a bunch of people, whatever. You never know. Maybe we can get wonky and fun like that. That could be something.
Yeah, I mean, it would definitely allow more people to join. So yeah, maybe that's something we'll have to try at some point. I mean, of course, we do have the Listener League 2.0, which is kind of in its infant stages, but we have a few people already, that have already reserved their spots for that. So yeah, I mean, I guess I was assuming that'll be a 12-team league, but I mean, who knows? I mean, we could, we could be open to different possibilities there.
Yeah, even if it's just like a 14-team league, I think that's a lot
Sure,
of fun. You
that'd be
get
fun.
2 owners, it changes things up a little bit. J-Dabs is talking about his 12-team league. Yeah, I mean, I play only in 12 teams, other than one league that I orphaned with along with Dan, which has been a lot of fun. So I'm certainly open to opening up for more than 12 teams. What I will say is, like, I never want to play in league. I just don't want to play in leagues with like 10 people. I know it can be fun, especially if you have good people. I think you're one with Randy. I don't want to play in like 8 and 10 team dynasty leagues. I want it to be like I don't
know. I'd rather do deeper leagues than really shallow leagues.
Absolutely, yeah, I'd rather push the limits of the deepness than
exactly. Yeah, that's more fun as like a hardcore dynasty player. Yeah. And J-Dab says subbed and liked as always with a saluting emoji. So hey, appreciate that, J-Dabs.
Yeah, appreciate that.
And let's see. Kamek says someone in my league gave a haul for just Jefferson, 3 firsts and 2 seconds and 2/3. LOL. My God, that is way too.
Yeah, well, you know what though? It's like it's an 18-team league though, so like maybe if we look at those first, maybe those just are not first. Like, imagine if it was just like 3, 5.
Oh yeah, I mean, if assuming that's in the 18-team league, then okay, then that's probably fair. But yeah.
Yeah, because So I mean, it's hard to know number one without seeing who the teams are and all that stuff. But that's just hard to know in general. Like, what the hell is the market in an 18-team league? So yeah, the going value would be good on those players like that. But again, those are not true first, especially if contending teams giving it away. Like, dude, that's like what is that? That's like the 210? No, 206.
206, yeah.
The 206. That's not a first.
Yeah, I know, exactly.
That's a second.
Yeah, so. In our deeper leagues, like I'm in a 14-team league. I guess that's the deepest I'm in right now, because that 16-team league went the way of the dodo. But when I'm negotiating trades in our 14-team league that Blake and you and I are both in, I don't even call them first anymore. I call them, a first I call a top 14 pick, and a second I call a top 28 rookie pick, and a third is a top what would that be? I can't do the math. 42 rookie pick. So that's actually the terminology I use when I'm DMing other managers and like negotiating trades. And I think that puts in perspective, and I think it's a very fair thing to say, because like I'm stating what it actually is. It's deceiving to just call it a first or a second or whatever, because like it's not really that in the traditional sense you think when you hear the words or numbers first, second.
And we're in the season, so you know that like these teams are contending or they're in second place.
Yeah, they're the ones buying the players. So yeah.
Yeah, so like there's a guy where I got that Dak. I got a first on top of McCarthy for Dak and basically Tez Johnson, and I'm like, well, dude, like you're in first right now. Your team is slipping out. Dak can help you keep that bye. And I'm like, if that happens and you win this league or you get to buy, like. A very likely chance you're just giving me the 201 or a 202 in a traditional league. Like, that's not even a first. It's close. It's very close. It might be in the same player. It doesn't. It's not like some random first. It's not like you have a chance of missing playoffs. You're literally in first place, dude. Like in a 14-team league. So it's very important to keep that in mind. And in an 18-team league, I wonder.
More so,
I wonder, with some of those deals, like you could be ripping someone off, or you could be getting ripped off depending on where those picks land. I really got.
Yeah, I mean, it could make it hard to get trades completed. So I wonder, makes me wonder how tricky it is completing trades in a league like that. Because I could see a lot of like kind of conflict and disagreement about, oh, well, it's a first, and well, it's not really a first, and
Yeah, and then KMX was saying that the deadline is in 1 week, so week 11 deadline. So yeah, early, really pushing people to
yeah.
get their deals done.
Yeah, I guess that'll be coming up pretty soon. I mean, in fact, in that crazy tight end premium league, I just saw the notification like at the top of the, I think it's top of my team page where it's like up trade deadlines this week. I'm like, what? So I don't know if that's a mistake. I'm probably gonna message the commissioner, but yeah, crazy to think that we're either already at or near that time of season where you were, coming up against some trade deadlines. So man, I mean, the season really is flying by fast.
No, yeah, exactly. So yeah, I gotta keep an eye out for that. Yeah, especially if you have an early one. And crazy to think about that. That deadline's coming soon. Man, fantasy playoffs is coming soon. So
Oh yeah.
I mean, really not that
Hey,
far off.
yeah, I mean, it's a fun time. I mean, when
Yeah.
championships are going to be won and lost here, and we're going to see, yeah, who's going to take home those winnings. So yeah, it's a serious time here.
Yeah, and then it says fun fact: it started as a 32 team league, but due to inactive people, right before the season started, it was a mess. Had to cut down to 18 spots. To who was active. So yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess that's probably a good thing to be wary of, at least for maybe us and guys going forward and in some of the leagues. If you get in a 32 league, dude, there's gonna be some bad managers. Like it's just gonna happen. At least when you're in these 12 team leagues. I mean, we really try to get people in here, thankfully, that we know are good, and we try to play with like good players. But man, yeah, you just never know who the hell's gonna be in that league. So at least you guys got to cut them down. That would have been pretty interesting how that would have worked.
Yeah, because I mean, it's hard to find 32 good dynasty managers or league mates or whatever, and get them all into one league together.
It's
So
hard to
yeah,
find 12. So
yeah, honestly, it is. I mean, that's why the Listener League 1.0 feels so special because we really, did find 12 plus good people. I mean, it's more than 12 because we
yeah,
few teams have co-managers. But yeah, I mean, that really became instantly like the best dynasty league that we're in. So it's really cool when you can do that. And hey, I'm sure it'll be the same with Listener League 2.0. And that's why I think leagues like this where we can really kind of curate the members can really be so much fun because then you just get like all active, passionate
yeah.
dynasty man. There's just nothing better.
Yeah, and hey, yeah, maybe we could actually, get something like an 18 or 14 or whatever, 16, and actually everyone's good because we know, who these people are and stuff like that. So that, hey,
Yeah.
benefits of, the Discord and joining the Listener League. J-Dabs, if you're in here still, I doubt that you're signed up for the Listener League or get your kind of name in there. We kind of have a list going. KMX is already in there, so if you're interested in that, let us know and join the Discord, and we'll have you down for whenever we do that in the off season. I mean, I assume it's something we'll probably start to put together, near when the season ends, because people will be probably pretty excited. But that would be a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah. Do you want to wrap it up here soon, Blake? Or I mean, of course, like you're always welcome to go solo if you want to, keep it going here. But where are you at? Like, do you need to be getting to bed soon here?
Yeah, I'll go to bed shortly. I was just going to ask you, because we're kind of on this dynasty topic here right before we close out. For anyone in here, you got redraft questions, dynasty, whatever. Drop them in here, and we'll get to that before signing off here. I just want to ask you because we're talking about these trades and fantasy playoffs and trade deadlines coming up. Like, where are you at? What are you trying to do on these teams? Because I the amount of times I find myself struggling, like even when there's a league I have 6 firsts on, right?
Yeah.
And I'm like, yeah, I want to trade this, but it's tough. There's an inactive manager here.
Right.
I can't. Jacob wants 2 firsts for Flowers. Like okay, so I can't do that, and it's like, so like I want to make some deals.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like I can't really. I don't know. I mean, like over half of leagues contending. It's kind of just hard because of the circumstances. Like, if this one guy could answer a DM, like, okay, we probably have something, and I'm not trying to like just dump these picks off. Oh, just because I have 6, I can start letting picks fly. Whether it's six first, you have one. Like, what are you trying to do right now with these?
Plus all the seconds, thirds, and fourths.
Yeah,
This is a problem that I run into just about every year, and definitely this year. And a lot of times, my first instinct is like, well, let me go to the bottom of the standings and see like, okay, who are the worst teams that might be looking to deal? And some of those teams have like already been picked clean. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And it's like the problem is, okay, they've been picked clean already. But then the other 9 teams, like they're all still kind of contending now. Like, you'd think there'd be like more eliminated or more clear rebuilders, but it's kind of like, man, it still kind of feels like I'm caught in this no man's land where it's like, okay, the clear rebuilders are kind of picked clean. There's nothing left to get from them. But then we need like another like, couple teams, even just one more team to be kind of eliminating, going to rebuild mode. But it's just like taking too long. So maybe it's something that it's going to happen like that can't happen this week or even next week, but
it might
maybe
not
it's
happen until week 14. Like,
yeah, it might not be until like week like 12, 13, 14. So I think you just got to be patient, like don't force it. But I'm with you. Like I feel myself a little frustrated right now because I have so many damn picks and it's like I don't want to go into rookie season with like, 17 rookie picks and 26. Like, what am I going to do with all these? I don't have the roster room. So it's like, I want to be using them now to like tier up in season when I know who the good players are that I want to tier up to. But the problem is just because, due to like the timing of it and the fact that like too many teams think they're contending and the clear rebuilders are picked clean already by this point. I find myself in this weird no man's land where I'm not going to be able to make any of these trades until like potentially right before the fantasy playoffs. And then at that point, it's like, is it still worth it? Like,
and you should be getting it done now because, like, okay, well, at least you can try and use these to guarantee that playoff spot. Get that first
exactly. Like, I don't want to trade for a player and then I only get to use them like 1 or 2 weeks. And then it's just like,
Yeah,
oh, why did I just like waste these picks on Devontae Adams for 2 weeks or something stupid,
yeah. Like, you want to have these guys for the most games possible. So, like, that's kind of where I'm at. Is like, yeah, because specifically this one league, like, I have CMC on it, and everyone's going crazy over CMC. It's like, dude, if we trade him, it's over for us. Like, he's literally our team, like him and the Ferguson, and like I can see people are offering Stroud for him, and it's like, well, yeah, I mean, hey, I'm gonna want that probably next year or something, but like, I have 6 first, like I have CMC, I'm in playoffs right now, like let me, like I don't want CJ Stroud, he's not even like an upgrade right now from whatever I have, like how do I keep myself in contention and like. Yeah, I mean, we could win it, like we're right there. And if we make some upgrades, it's just tough. In some of those leagues, you just, the way it works out, you have a couple of these kind of, maybe like more deadbeat managers, or they're just not too interested. The guys that you need to make the trades with are like the worst ones to try and deal with. Yeah. And then the guys that you can deal with, well, they don't have anyone to help you, or they're contending or whatever. So it's,
yeah, because in some cases, like, oh, hey, I finally found a rebuilder with some like interesting assets that I might want to trade for. But of course, it's this deadbeat manager that either never responds to offers or, auto declines them or, wants the world for, these mediocre, mid guys or whatever. So, yeah, it can be frustrating, but I think you just got to be patient. And then on the other side of the coin, I mean, I do have one team that was supposed to contend in Grease Bowl and is, basically all been but eliminated now. So I'm basically just like calling it, like I'm open to like moving some players. But here's the problem. So it's a 12-team dynasty, start 10. So for a dynasty league, that's still like on the shallower side, normal to shallow. And it's like, I got a lot of like studs on this team, but it's like in a start 10, do I really want to move Josh Allen or Jaden Daniels or Amon-Ra St. Brown? Or it's like, I'm not really dying to move these guys in this format. And it's like, I guess I'd be more open to, moving guys like Dallas Goedert but even like, Devonta Smith, I'm not really dying to trade. Like he's been so awesome. He's still not that old. So it's just like, yeah, I'd be more than happy to trade like Goddard and Jacoby Brissett and, guys like this. But I mean, no one's really banging down my door for them, at least right now. I mean, maybe that'll come in the next few weeks here, but it's also like, I still kind of feel hamstrung or handcuffed or whatever you want to call it in that league from making trades. Cause it's just like, I don't know. It doesn't even seem like there's like a huge market for teams wanting to like buy players off my team as a rebuilder or at least a, newly not crown, but newly cemented rebuilder. I thought I was going to be contending, but it's like the players that people want, I probably don't want to move, like the Josh Allens and so forth. So it's kind of tough to know what to do in that league on the other side of the coin as well.
Yeah, and hey, in that league, for me, I'm in like the opposite situation where I'm kind of like, okay, my team's in it here. I'm on like a 5-game win streak somehow. I sold my team off, like literally to call it basically. I mean, I still have a bunch of good players, especially receivers, but like Brashard Smith's my RB too. You know what I mean? Like it's just ridiculous.
Right.
And it's like, okay, well, I don't really like want to give up freaking like Ibuka and Joe Burrow for Lamar Jackson. Like what are we talking about? I'm not gonna do that, because once we hit next year, I mean, I'm gonna wish I had Ibuka and Joe Burrow. And is Lamar gonna be the difference between winning a championship or being a first round exit? Maybe, but I mean, hey, like I got Joe Flacco in there putting up some
right. Oh my God, yeah,
so,
he's been funny.
Anyways, yeah, there's a fine line for me. I'm willing to overpay a little bit depending on what value players. I'm not willing to like. I mean, like to me, essentially just donate like in a player like Emeka Ibuka for like, a Lamar Jackson. Oh, you throw in Jalen Moore and thanks, man, or something like that. Like, yeah, I just can't do that. It's not in me. The probability, the whatever, the stats focused part of me understanding what this game again. It's like the game of Yahtzee. Dude, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I mean, honestly, like, imagine you had to like roll one die next game. Like, let's say you got to roll whatever. You got an extra roll in your first game of Yahtzee. Like, this is my
analogy.
Analogy here. You're like sacrificing when you're overpaying for these players. You get an extra roll in one game to try and get the best Yahtzee score. But it's like, okay, well, you're also sacrificing the next year or the next game. You only have one die, or whatever. That you remove a whole die completely or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, dude, you can't even get a Yahtzee now. Whatever. You can't win a championship. Whatever it is, it's in the same thing. Like I don't want to like sacrifice. You can still win, dude. Just being normal, being an average team. I'm generally pretty. I want to go say stingy. I'm just looking for fair deals. Like if something kind of falls in my lap, like it makes sense, I want to make those deals. If I gotta pay an arm and a leg because I'm contending, I can't do that, man. I'm trying to keep my team going. So it's
it definitely is. I think the key is just like being patient and not forcing it, and just kind of letting the opportunities come to you to some degree. I mean, still take initiative, like be on the lookout, be proactive, of course, but just like don't force it,
Yeah.
And then, if a deal's not right, it's not right. Like, you can only overpay, but so much. I mean, the one trade dynasty trade I did make recently on a contender where, Jaden Daniels suffered that injury that looked pretty bad. And I mean, I wasn't even like trying to trade him. I mean, it just happened. But sure enough, Coda, always the opportunist, puts an offer in my inbox like right after that injury, offering me Dak Prescott and Cam Scatterbo for Jaden Daniels. I was like, okay, you know what? Like, yeah, I'm losing a little bit of value here long term, but I feel like it's reasonable enough. It's small enough of a value loss that I feel like I can justify it to get the points down, continue intending. So I accepted that. So I think that's one example of it. But he also tried getting Jaden Daniels in Grease Bowl. And what did he offer me in that? I'm forgetting the offer offhand now, but it didn't make as much sense to trade. I told him, like, now that I'm a rebuilder in Grease Bowl, like, I want to keep Jaden Daniels. Like, there's no point in selling them low when it's like, hey, if he's not scoring points, like, good. Like, let me improve my first.
Yeah, no, exactly. Like it could be, I mean, depending on what side you are. Like, yeah, definitely, you want Jaden Daniels on these rebuilding teams and whatnot. Yeah. It completely changes, and it can be. I don't know. I find myself constantly like wanting to send an offer out, or I am sending offers out, and then I am also like retracting just whatever. Maybe it's like the desire to like make a deal with someone because I'm like, dude, I'm not paying a first for Michael Pittman or whatever it is. Like, I'm not paying a mid first for Michael Pittman. Like, dude, like, sure, he's doing great right now. He's got a tough schedule coming up. I know the second that Michael Pittman stops scoring points, you can't even get a second for him. These people that's just how it is. You know what I mean? Once you get an idea for what yeah. So I'm yeah. It's tough out there. Maybe next week we'll have to give an update on if we've made any trades,
Yeah.
anything we've done. But I will say, if I'm on some of these contending teams, my favorite way, because we had J Dubs asking about it, paying an arm and a leg for CeeDee Lamb.
Mhm.
Yeah, my initial reaction is you mentioned Dallas Goedert, who's just been red
Right.
hot with touchdowns. Does that
Right.
keep up or not? I don't know, but like honestly, like if I have to like quote unquote pay more than what I think he's actually gonna be worth this offseason or what he should be worth, at least like if I'm overpaying on a player that's worth like a second or something, like
Yeah.
that's not that bad. Like you know what I mean? You're only losing so much when you're overpaying for a player worth whatever 2+ first. I mean, like that's a big time. The overpay is so much more on players.
Yeah,
Like
you're,
that.
you're you're overpaying by like a first plus rather than overpaying by like
Like a
a
fourth
second
or something,
or a
or a
third or
fourth.
something like that.
Yeah,
So yeah, that feels a lot better. So if you're gonna overpay, like overpay by giving an extra third for Devontae Adams or Dallas Goedert,
yeah.
but that's gonna feel so much better than overpaying for Lamb or someone like that.
Yeah, exactly. And I know we have some sustainability on those guys like Lamb and stuff, but yeah, that's why they cost so freaking much and the overpays. So yeah, again, you want to check around the market, see what's available. It's difficult, but I'll have to do some digging in some of these leagues because I need to get some deals done.
Yeah, I mean, I have so many picks, and it's like this is the time I should be spending them. So yeah, I definitely got to really turn over every stone and make sure that I'm not overlooking any opportunities because like I would really love to move some of these picks and really set up
Yeah,
some of my teams to win some money this year. So yeah, and then even more so with the trade deadlines approaching in a lot of leagues, like this is definitely the time of year in Dynasty where it's like, hey, like you got to be making sure that you look for every opportunity to um, use those picks if you've accumulated a lot of them because like I'd much rather be tearing up in season than in the off season.
yeah,
So yeah, I mean definitely a good time to be making those last trades in dynasty for sure.
yeah. And by the way, Caden's in here asking a question about start sit. Says half PPR, start one, Marv, Debo, Brees, or ETN. Interesting.
All right, half PPR. So you can only start one of them. I mean, Mars coming off the big game. I mean, that was great to see. I know it was a great matchup, but nice to see that he was able to take advantage of it. Look
Yeah,
good doing it as well.
Brissett
Um,
is starting. Like that's the number one thing I'm looking at is okay. Brissett's actually running a competent. It's a very tough matchup in Seattle. I don't love that, especially I mean
yeah,
they've been one of the worst. But I do feel good about starting Marv with Brissett in there now.
yeah. I mean, I'm starting Marv that group. Like, I don't have to think about
So,
that too much.
let me just see who ETN plays just to make sure that it's not some like yeah Texans yeah I'm not starting ETN yeah I'll start Marv there and just hope for the best. I don't know who the Jets play unless the Jets play like the Bengals or something like that. No, they play the Browns. That's a tough match. Yeah, I'll go with Marv there.
Right. Let's
Yeah,
do it. Yeah, yeah. Hey, Blake's saying start Marv. Like,
yeah.
you're going to be starting Marv if Blake's saying to start
Yeah,
him.
you know to start him when that goes when it's there. But yeah, none of those guys have like some blatantly obvious reason to start them. And I mean, honestly, Marv doesn't either. It's just coming off a good game, and Jacoby Brissett's the quarterback. He's been phenomenal. I don't know. That's enough for me.
Yeah, and Kamek says, will Brees be so angry about not getting traded that he takes it out on whomever he's going up against? LOL. I mean, I'm kind of worried about the opposite. I mean, like if Brees has any kind of injury, is he going to be like sitting out? So like maybe this is a time to buy up Isaiah Davis.
Yeah, I was actually thinking about that, by the way. I had the exact same thought. I'm like, it actually, funny enough, might be like more interesting to get Isaiah Davis now because no one wants him now.
Exactly.
Especially
He's
like
cheap.
in Dynasty, like maybe you can get him like for like literally like nothing because he's like
Them thrown in.
yeah, because like Braylon Allen's gonna be coming back at some point. And, I still think Isaiah Davis is a nice solid back if given opportunities. So,
Mhm.
yeah,
And he had a really nice game before the bye week, even with Brees healthy. So, I mean, I think that was a good match against like the Bengals. So, of course, he's not going to do that every week, but Isaiah Davis definitely is, as interesting as he's ever been.
yeah, Zach, and I think he's probably like as cheap as he's been.
As cheap as he's ever been. So, yeah,
So,
so buy some Isaiah Davis. Yeah. And not just Dynasty, but even like redraft, you get him thrown in. Like, he's a nice guy to stash on the bench. So,
yep.
yeah, if he's just sitting on waivers, like, he's a nice guy because, I mean, he could be like a desperation start, but more realistically, if anything happens to Brees or he's like, not when it's tough through an injury because he didn't get traded and he's mad. You're going to know exactly when to start Isaiah Davis, and he could be a league winner.
Yeah, I do think it's completely legit. Like, there's definitely a world where, Breece gets banged up, and what does he have to play for? They're
Exactly.
Like, I always want to keep that in consideration here. I don't want to like completely overreact to it, but yeah, like I do think that's a good point. But yeah, I mean, I wonder what Breece does coming off a big game. He threw a touchdown and scored 3 in the fourth quarter. He's been great. He's actually been like phenomenal and really explosive. I actually saw some stat, I don't know, last week or 2 weeks ago. I mean, I think it was like one player ahead of him in like explosive plays this year. I mean, you wouldn't guess it by his fantasy output, but like he's making plays. He's just not scoring touchdowns. So
yeah. I mean, I'm not feeling super optimistic. I mean, in terms of that narrative of like, oh, he's going to come out angry. I'd be kind of surprised. I mean, like the human reaction is probably he's just going to like, I mean, I'm not saying it's 100% going to go this way. I mean, I can't predict the future, but in theory, if you just kind of think about what the human reaction is to that, he's probably going to be more just kind of defeated and, sulking rather than like coming out like angry and trying to prove something.
Yeah, I agree. I love Breece. I hope he comes out angry and running.
I hope so, but yeah, I wouldn't count on it.
Yeah, so he's gonna be a guy to keep an eye on this week though, just coming off that big game and finally scoring some touchdowns. I do think there's a lot of positive regression to be had, which we saw last week, but it's such a bad situation too that like I don't know, I'm keeping myself in check on Breece for sure.
Yeah,
and praying he goes somewhere next year.
And yeah, Caden's asking about, Marv played good, but will he keep it up against the tougher defenses? Like, it doesn't matter. Like, if he's your best player, just like start him. Like, don't worry about the matchup too much. I mean, that's what everyone's saying about Rico Dowdle against the Packers, but like, just play your best player.
Yeah, it's a legit question. Look, if one of those guys had really obvious matchups, like none of them do though.
Right.
Very tough matchups for Breece and ETN, right? And then Debo's playing with Mariota. He hasn't been good, so I just think by default, just
I mean, let's just hope for your sake if you're starting Marv that that great matchup against the Cowboys last week that he took advantage of kind of jump starts him and kicks off breakout for Marv rest of the season. Like that's the story we got to tell ourselves if we're starting Marv this week in a tougher matchup. But I think he's clearly your best option, so I would just throw him in there, and I wouldn't think I wouldn't overthink it.
Yeah, no, I got to move Marv up because, like, dude, I mean, there's 2 main issues. I've been saying it's Kyler Murray or whatever. He's clearly the issue, part of the issue now. And then that OC. Okay, that OC is still there. I don't like him at all, especially for what he's doing for Marv. But one of them's gone, and Brissett's been really good. I know Marv got.
It's crazy how much better Brissett has been than Kyler. I mean, that's just absolutely wild. And Kamek says he just picked up Brissett off waivers as having as a nice backup option. And I mean, and also we didn't even mention Kyler was put on IR. So
exactly. Like, he didn't play again this season. Like honestly,
probably won't. So at this point, like Brissett looks like a decent, at least like backup quarterback, or certainly if you play in Superflex leagues or Superflex Dynasty. He's a great guy to have. I'm hoping maybe I can actually get something for him now in Grease Bowl where I'm rebuilding. I don't even know. I mean, it'd probably be one of those things where it's like before I wanted a fourth, so it's like now I probably want a third. But people probably are going to go from like, well, I wasn't going to give you anything before, so now I'll give you that fourth you wanted. It's like, oh no, now I need a third. But I don't know. Maybe I just take the fourth. But
yeah, no, that's a good point. That's normally how it goes. I am interested to see because like Brissett's been. I mean, we've actually seen so much Brissett be played. Like he's never been. In fact, he was like awful last year in the Patriots. So it's like I'm just like kind of shocked like how good he's just been in general. Especially like I don't. Maybe this OC actually isn't the problem. I mean, his usage of Marv is a problem, but it's very interesting. It has been 2 really good matchups. One being Cowboys and one was the Indianapolis with their whole secondary, whatever, torched. But he did put it up against Green Bay. He put up a good performance there. So
I'm kind of buying it at this point. And you know what's really hilarious? One of my better dynasty teams where I have like. Jonathan Taylor, James Cook, A-Chain, London, Gadsden, just like absolutely loaded. But my one weakness is at quarterback. Brissett's my best quarterback right now. My other quarterbacks are Kyler and Bryce Young.
Yeah, I knew Bryce Young was going to be on there. Like Kyler, yeah,
So it's
that's
like,
an
dude, like
happening.
Brissett's my new starting quarterback, probably rest of the season. So like he's locked in there, and I'm pretty much just like starting a non-quarterback at the super flex each week now. So it's kind of a hilarious team. I mean, I do have a lot of picks, so I mean, hopefully at some point maybe I can buy another quarterback. But until I can get a deal done, like I'm just rocking with Brissett every week.
Yeah, I mean, you got it. I mean, that's yeah. I think this is a litmus test this week against Seattle defense. We'll see
Yeah.
on just how
Yeah,
good
I mean, hey, if he finally has like a mediocre or bad game, like it'd be understandable. It's not the end of the world, but I'm starting him. I mean, I'm not
Oh
even
yeah, you
considering
gotta start them. Yeah.
Young or I think I picked up Davis
Ooh.
Mills. I guess I could consider
What are you gonna
him.
do? Start Kyler off IR? You gotta start Brissett.
Right, exactly. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it's 4 point for passing touchdown. So I don't even know if I'm going to start Mills in the super flex. Maybe you can help me decide that off stream. But yeah, Brissett's definitely been awesome.
Yeah, and then well, actually, we'll get to K-Max in a moment, just because I see Caden just had another question there, real quick. Knicks or Love, and dude, I mean, Knicks has been just like red hot. Also, good matchup against the Raiders. Their secondary stinks. It could be an issue that they're just blowing them out. Hopefully, at that point, Knicks has already cashed in all his fantasy points. Maybe it's a closer game than we think, and then Knicks can take advantage. It is Thursday. We don't really love those Thursday night games, but guess what? Jordan Love plays on Monday, which just I don't know. Are Monday games any better? I mean, maybe, but recent memory. But tough matchup against the Eagles. I just want to play the hot quarterback that's been running.
Yeah.
Love's coming off a bad game. It's not even a good matchup, so it's like just give me the better quarterback and a better matchup.
Yeah, I think it's going to be hard for that Thursday game to be about to kick off, and it's like Knicks on my bench. Like that just doesn't feel right. Like I'm probably starting Knicks.
Yeah, and I mean, like, dude, there's nothing worse than sitting on a Thursday when you
and you're watching the game.
Playing. Yeah, I mean, I this is like honestly, so many of my start sits are just about comfort, about like just doing the right thing. Like doing the right thing though. Like it's about Like I want to know that I'm doing the right thing, because if I'm not doing the right thing, I'm starting Jordan Love over Bo Nix on Thursday night. I have to sit there, watch that whole game, and then go through it the whole week, being like, dude, I knew Bo Nix has been better. I knew he played a terrible defense.
You got to live with it, because you're going to be miserable Friday thinking about it. You're going to be miserable Saturday thinking about it,
I would much rather be wrong in playing what to me is the right play in Bo Nix, and then him put up 13 points or whatever, and be like, well, he's been better. So I
started your best player. Like the process is there. So like all you can really do is like have a process and stick to it and do right by that process.
I think Knicks is the right process in this one, because guess what? Love could absolutely outscore him. Knicks has just been, phenomenal. So for fantasy.
And honestly, I mean those especially these shallow redraft leagues, like the start sit decisions can be like so brutal that like all you can really do is like come up with a process for yourself, like whatever that is, you know what I mean? And it could be a combination of different things. I mean, I was kind of thinking about it for me earlier in terms of like if I had to put like a percentage on it, and I don't know, I mean, I have to think about this some more, but I was thinking like for me, it's probably like 50% intuition, like what is my gut telling me to do? And then it's probably like 40% like who's been the best player for me this season. And then it's probably like 10% the matchup. Like that's probably like roughly my formula / process, if you want to call it. So so come up with whatever makes sense for you, and then just stick by it. And then whatever the result is, you can feel good. Hey, I had a process that I believe in. I went by that process, and I can feel okay regardless of whether it worked out or not.
Yeah, I hope that helps, Caden. Yeah, like I mean, we're Dan and I in a bunch of leagues are forced. Like I genuinely like. I've only had maybe a handful of start sits that I truly am like, why would I do that? You know what I mean? And it's just because like I'm not making the right decision every time. I'm just playing the better player, or the whatever's it adds up. You're saying all these percentages. It's just this mix of taking every factor in, and who's the better play, and I'm gonna play them. And luckily, I also feel like things have just been working pretty well, at least in general, for start sits. I've actually been having a lot of luck at those, especially in like redraft. I mean, I've been firing up Monangai and Caleb Williams and stuff, which is good. I seem to be capturing these like random ass like monster weeks.
You've been good capturing a lot of these like spike weeks that like I'm sure other people, like look at me, like I was having like Geno Smith on my bench every time it was
I
wrong.
was getting the
You're having like the opposite experience, so I'm definitely
yeah.
jealous of you. But
Some of it is just like what's on my team. I'm not picking between Bo Nix, but one thing I've been very happy with is like it's very hard to get those rookies games. I've just so happened to have the I had the Hunter in both lineups when he went off. I got to capture Loveland past week, Monangai. Yeah, so it's been good, but the bye weeks and stuff have been helping with that, getting the right
so
players.
whatever your process is, it definitely seems to be working this year for you.
I don't even care about the result. I just want to make sure I can sleep at night and
Live with yourself.
I
Look
don't
at yourself
care.
in the mirror.
It's like my dynasty process. It's like, dude, I'm gonna miss on so many players just in general, as we all are. But
Sure.
as long as I'm making the right decision more than 50% of the time,
Yeah.
I can sleep at night. I can feel comfortable with what I'm doing, and as long as I do it what feels right by me. So I really haven't been like struggling too much on these start sits, just as far as like mentally. I've been happy with how it's went. Of just not flying all over off the handle all over the place and trying to I don't know go nuts. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than that, like Geno Smith / Bo Nix debacle early in the season, like that's really the only time where I was kind of like chasing my tail and just
yeah,
like
I saw that. I was like, dude, no way. Like you like it was just like how just. I mean, you wouldn't even be able to believe it. It was like 30 points for one and like
it was
-2
unreal.
for the
It was
other.
unreal. You know what I mean? So it's just like, yeah, and then eventually it's just like, okay, you know what? Like F Geno Smith, like
Yeah.
it's gonna be Bo Nix every
No,
week. I don't
yeah.
care what Geno Smith does. Like I got to be really desperate to ever use Geno Smith.
Yeah, and dude, that's also why I hate three quarterbacks, like especially when one's like
Then you're
Geno
not
Smith
even
and one's
tempted. If you only have two, you're not even tempted to start Geno Smith over Bo Nix and then feel like an idiot when it doesn't, inevitably blows up in your face.
it's why I have Tua on like a two quarterback team. It's like, dude, so I'm starting Tua no matter what. I
Yeah, so
don't
you
care.
catch that game against the Falcons where he
Yeah.
wasn't supposed to go off, but he does, and just like he's going to do against the Bills this week. That's my new bold prediction this
Yeah.
week. But yeah, totally.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, those second quarter or those third quarterbacks can really start to hurt you in those super flex leagues, especially when you're paying so much for Bo Nix. He's worth so much, and Geno Smith's worth peanuts. So
Yeah. So it's just about like sometimes like know yourself and like don't even tempt yourself sometimes. Like put yourself in a position to have easier start sit decisions. Like in Dynasty, that could mean trading some of your excess. I mean, that's something I've done. Like in that league where I've got like JT and James Cook and A Chain and stuff. I'm also pretty good at tight end receiver. So just have like way too many flex options each week.
yeah,
So I sold Devontae Adams for like a second and a third in Fab. And then I also recently sold Zay Flowers for 27 first, just because like, hey, like I'm going to make my lineup decisions easier now. Now I can just like play Olave every week rather than wondering like, oh, do I start Olave or Flowers or, all that kind of stuff.
yeah, exactly. Like I actually I did that in one of the leagues just like shutting down. Like I mean I had like 10 flex plays. It felt like it's like,
Right.
dude, let me get like just sell these. I'm not starting some of these guys like in any scenario. So let me cash out. But let's quickly catch up here because KMX we've been neglecting him here for a moment. Sorry about that, KMX. And he said you might flip Brissett for third or fourth, and if you don't need him, be very happy to get whatever just a pick for him because you thought you had nothing and you got
I mean I'd be thrilled to get a third and a fourth, like, maybe I'd accept that a little more begrudgingly, but at this point I might take it.
Yeah, I dropped Brissett on a team that actually funny. I was thinking the whole time, like, what are the odds that it's my only Kyler team? Like,
right.
I don't have a third quarterback. It doesn't matter now because I'm not even contending that one. But I dropped Brissett like right before he ended up going off or whatever, a couple weeks before anyways. So it's just hilarious. I think this is actually what happened anyways. It doesn't even matter to me. But I would be very happy to get a fourth for him if I had him on that team, though, is what I would say. So
and hey, if you're a contender and you need a quarterback even just for like a week or something, like I'd pay a fourth for Brissett in a heartbeat.
Yeah, I mean, unless you can get Davis Mills for like Fab and you need a rental, I mean, I'd rather do that and just play him for. But
I'm not saying just like throw away a fourth just to do it.
But you get Brissett potentially the rest of the season, so.
Yeah, I mean, I think you could do a lot worse for a fourth than
for sure.
starting quarterback playing well right now. Get him for the rest of the season potentially.
No, that's for sure. And then yeah, he said he got Brissett off the waiver wire. Kim said, yeah, he's looked really good coming off. Yeah, I mean he's played a ton. He is kind of like Flacco right now. I don't know. I mean he has had his moments. I mean, what did he start with the Colts for like 2 years? It felt like when Luck retired. I don't know. Maybe it was just a year. He's played
Brissett.
a lot of football. Brissett, yeah, he's played a lot of
I
football.
think he's definitely been around. Like he's definitely a journeyman, but playing well.
Yeah, he's had his moments. That's for sure. I remember when like he was like Garoppolo's like third string quarterback in New England.
Yeah, and also Kamix mentions that Jordan Love did lose Tucker Kraft. We didn't even really like talk about that. Obviously, huge loss in fantasy and for the Packers and everything. I mean, I don't know if it's going to like drastically change my ranking of Jordan Love. Maybe they can use their group of receivers a bit more, which they're pretty deep at.
I certainly
I don't think about that too much.
Certainly a downgrade though. Like Tucker Kraft. By the way, Tucker Kraft was averaging 12 yards, not per catch, 12 yards after contact per catch.
Yeah.
After contact per catch. Like, just to have 12 yards per catch is phenomenal. I mean, Tucker Kraft was on another world. By the way, we haven't really talked much about Tucker Kraft. Even with him with a torn ACL, like, he's honestly, like, one of my top tight ends. I don't even want to try and compare him to Gadsden and Fan. And to me, like, I'm not even, like, trying to compare him to other, like, tight ends. I'm just like, dude, Kraft is good. I want him on teams. He will be coming off a torn ACL. But if I can get a discount, he's still young and, I mean, hopefully we know that it's, like, a clean tear. That'd be awesome to hear. I don't know. I love Tucker Kraft.
That could be a good call. I mean, maybe this is a chance I can actually finally get a share of him by buying the discount coming off the injury, especially on like a rebuild or whatever. So definitely think that's a good call there. Hayden says, thanks for the help, guys. Yeah, our pleasure. Blake, I don't know about you. I think I'm going to sign off here. It's past 3 a.m. here on the East Coast. I need to be getting some sleep here.
Yep. Let's do it. Let's sign off here.
But yeah, super fun stream. Like, appreciate having everyone in here. Appreciate all the questions and conversation. Definitely drop us a like on the way out. Make sure you're subbed, of course. Hit the notification bell if you want to be alerted when we go live, anytime we go live. And yeah, of course, join the Discord. Links in the description. Follow us on X at Dynasty Savvy. And for Film Club, we are finally going to do our review of Glengarry Glen Ross next Wednesday. So we will do it at the end of next Wednesday's stream. Great movie. Like, definitely check it out. You can watch it for free at fmovies.llc. You just got to close a few annoying ads that pop up as new tabs in your browser. But yeah, can't wait to talk about that. So yeah, definitely check that out. Any parting words, Blake?
Yeah, appreciate KMX tuning in. Yeah, appreciate you as well, man. And yeah, hey, I am. By the way, I just side note, excited to see KMX because we know so much about his 18 team league. I'm expecting a chip, so
yeah,
we'll keep our eyes on that team there because I mean that
oh my god, that starting lineup, like, come on, like, he's got to take home the trophy there.
I mean, literally the odds of winning 18 team league is like 5.5% or something like that. So yeah, that's pretty. That'll be pretty exciting. So high expectations for you there, KMX.
Yeah. Hey, well, that's why I was so proud of in that 16 team league we were in. I was back-to-back champ, and I was going for the three-peat, and which would have been like quite the bragging point there to win a 16 team league dynasty league 3 years in a row, and just fell short in the championship round there. But that'd definitely be cool to win an 18 teamer.
That is not easy. One thing I will say is, even if you got me in the final, I think I did. I almost met you in the finals as an orphan.
Yeah, and I think you would have won, right?
I think I would have won, but it would have been very close, and it would have been because of Amir Abdullah and Chico Conquo and insert. Anyways, that would have been so funny. You
got to set your lineup basically the round 1 or 2 or whatever it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys were just going off. Anyways, it would have been so funny though that you invite me as an orphan. And
oh my god! And then you ruined my. that would have been pretty funny.
But you almost pulled it off though. So
yeah. Again, why did I invite Blake? Bad idea.
No, yeah, you made it the finals. That was pretty impressive, and then almost got 3-peat. But those leagues are not easy to win. They were a lot of fun, and anyways, yeah, we'll leave it there.
Yeah, and yeah, we will be streaming on Saturday. Are you going to join us for this one, Blake? Or
I guess, yeah, I'll let you know because
okay,
I'll have to see when that football game is and
yeah.
whatever other stuff's going on. Too much.
All right.
So.
Well, yeah, we'll figure it out. But one way or another, at least I'll be here. Hopefully, Blake as well.